Amazing. Rocky, I want to see you.
I really don't think they flew 90 billion light years to start a fight.
Some say chill days so long gone, can't bring them back, no magic wand. Counting white cotton clouds, painted on the blue sky's crowd. And yet somehow that way it's fate, with eternal hopeful flair. Pineapple pizza, Hawaii that's freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be a free days of you and me. I'm sailing. I just can't wait for 3 days of you and me.
He's been cited by Forbes, The Wall Street Journal, Benny Johnson, Timcast, Dr. Jordan Peterson, and even the U.S. government.
But soon they'll wake up to see the summer sizzles in me.
We're doomed to this never end.
Direwolf's back and so are you.
Oh yeah,
Belvedere flying over the moon.
oh yeah.
And everyone's singing just the right tune. Maestro blasting on the jazz flute.
We are all participating in mandatory fun activities.
Jelly bean bonus, every flavor in the bag. Super movie star, but first gotta join SAG.
Keep our eyes open.
Wunderkind, super friend, where are you? Get a search warrant for the near clear blue.
It's scooping time.
And can't you believe that? We've been waiting on you, can't you see that? Put away the bad things they said to you.
You are a sad, strange little man. You have my
After all, just have to call and say you're some kind of
Because you are the special.
epic. Epic, yeah, that's what you do. I'm talking about epic, it's all you know how to do.
You wake up blue to
Epic, it's on repeat for you. Oh, epic. Epic.
Hear ye, come on, to the never stopping daily strife, and it's called simpler times, they beckon so, floating on the water with no foam. Can we get away now, find a way now, somehow step out of this stream into a dream of slow it down. Jay says that he remembers a place before the never, ever river severed our tranquility. Counting cars by Highway 30, sitting in the porch swing, guessing colors so poorly. Yeah. Is the next one a blue or red one? Maybe silver, maybe gray. What a way
and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show!
Let's take extra care to follow the instructions or you'll be put to sleep. And don't forget Taco Tuesday's coming next week. That's the day every rule-following citizen gets a free taco and my love.
Howdy.
Jonas?
Yes.
Do you remember the Super Chat goal last week where we said that if we got to 50, you would change your looks?
Yes, I do remember that. I do remember it distinctly, and I'm actively thinking about it right now.
This was not what I expected, Jonas.
What? This is, I think that I think I look handsome, and I look like I probably with a nice hand-drawn style, perhaps with a Joe Hisashi soundtrack behind me. I feel like I probably am the father waiting at home for my children who are wandering through the countryside of Japan, going off on adventures.
Uh-huh. Did you shave the sides of your head?
No. That's probably gray streaks. Although, that is the style these days. I believe I've called that the lobotomy cut in a few videos.
I know what you look like, Jonas.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a gray hair on your head or in your beard, sir.
Oh, that's not true. That's definitely not true. I definitely got some gray in there.
You have 2 gray hairs and all of. Anyway, you know what? We're stuck with this now, folks. He's turned it into a meme. Get ready. Every week it's going to be a new Jonas. I know.
I don't know about that. I mean, first of all, a lot of people have been saying that I look like I ate Jonas. So there's that. Or weird fat Orson Welles. I've gotten that one.
You look like Orson Welles, but you kind of look like Good Will Hunting. Yeah.
Wait, Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting, or Matt Damon?
Yeah, like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting, and Orson Welles had a baby, a very not infant baby, a hairy baby.
I mean, I like those. I like those apples.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, Jonas is back. Not the way we expected, but the way
you're
he
bigger
is.
in the frame. I just have to point out, like, did you shrink your studio?
No, I worked out.
Oh, there you go.
I work out. All right, folks, we're going to work it out. Talking about, every week it's going to be different with Jonas. Every week, every day, it's different with UK right now. And I need to ask for an apology, or I need to apologize, I guess is the way to say this. Folks, I need to get your forgiveness. That's where I want to go with this. Because we had a thumbnail ready to go for this show, Elon Musk and the trillionaire stuff, and we moved that last night at the last second to be in last night's show because, Jonas, this UK thing got way worse and way bigger today, and we needed to cover that. That's the lead story. So are you ready, sir?
I'm ready. Let's talk about it. You want the super chats? I don't know if you're...
We're gonna bring in the panel, but first, Jonas, I need a palate cleanser because this is going to be kind of a rough show in terms of. I mean, this UK thing, man, is just it's ugly. So can we do a quick palate cleanser? Can we go back to better times?
Get it done,
folks. Here you go. Better times.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to unveil my newest evil organization. I shall call it Menace Mobile. We'll have the most confusing pricing and plans of all time.
Dr. Evil, it's genius.
Sucks. Scott, something you'd like to add?
Yeah, this isn't evil. This is just typical phone company stuff.
Hama what?
It's literally what everyone already hates.
No, Scott, you're literally what everyone hates.
You're not.
It's the game, not the player.
What are you even talking about?
Haters gonna hate.
You just...
Hey, Gaspery, this is my hates after you.
That doesn't even make
my
sense.
favorite country, Haiti.
Whatever.
All right. Jonas, let's bring on a panel and talk about this real quick because I find it fascinating that we miss Austin Powers and none of the current stuff is what companies want to use to promote their things. So bring on this panel. Jonas, who do we got?
All right. First of all, we have my good friend and compatriot, battle partner, and heterosexual life partner, Mo Zamboni.
Best beard on the web.
Hi. Well, thank you for having me. That's one heck of an intro by Orson Welles by Studio Ghibli.
Why, thank you very much. I always heard that Brain from Pinky and the Brain was based off of Orson Welles, and I think I can hear it. I was more of a Pinky man myself. Also joining us, a very special guest, someone who is going to help us understand the toy industry and has a following on YouTube. I think that this audience, if you haven't met him yet, you're in for a real treat. Please welcome to the panel, Scott, the toy guru, Nightitch.
Nightitch, Jonas, come on, let's get it right around here. Come on.
Please.
Like lock, like Loch Ness, Night Lick.
Night Lick.
I know. It's how I know if it's a telemarketer on the phone.
We need to. I need to update your name on here. I thought I had it wrong here. So,
Mr. Nightlick, there is one thing we need to say that before we weigh in. In the past, we've had a source out of the toy industry, which we just want to clarify that you're not that guy. In case the audience is saying, "Hey, they got the toy insider." You are an insider and you have been part of the toy industry, but you're not that guy necessarily. But we are very happy that you're the guy on the panel today. Welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I am not that guy, but I'm a big fan of Maurice LaMarche, who did the voice of the Brain on Animaniacs.
Oh man, he's amazing.
That was his interpretation of Orson Welles.
Phenomenal.
That is,
phenomenal.
You know, a lot of people don't know he was on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show before he took over for Inspector Gadget. He did a live action Inspector Gadget on the acid trip that is the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Love Maurice LaMarche.
And he's doing Orson Welles on The Critic. They're even better raw.
Snowcap peas, rosebud. Yeah, I love.
I want to ask you guys though before we get to the super chats, and we got a stacked show today. Get ready, but Mo, would you go see an Austin Powers 4? Have we reached the point now where we're just going to have to go back in time and find all the stuff we used to love and bring it back because we destroyed all the franchises of the last 20 years?
You know, as an oddity, I might go see it. And Mike Myers is always going to be funny to me, but seeing Seth Green at the age he is right now makes me feel so old. I'm sorry, I cannot get over that.
Oh boy, you're telling me that Seth Green looking this way is yeah. He's still got it though. He's just older. He's still got Dr. Evil. Don't you look that way? All right. Well, Scott, what do you think?
Looks like Mike Myers has lost some weight though, so good for him.
Yeah, go Myers. What do you think, Scott? Austin Powers 4, should we do it or no?
You know, Seth Green's actually someone I got to know while in the toy industry through his connections with Robot Chicken. So, yeah, I never mind seeing more of Scott Evil, I'll tell you that.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the super chats. Jonas, my number 2. What do you got here?
Spring 91 Bear for $2. Harry Sisson is a woman. Am I right, America? Yeah, you got me on the last one.
Sorry.
I didn't get
to doing the Dr. Evil voice the entire rest of the show.
Oh my. So it's Lauren Michaels, isn't it?
You're welcome, Jonas.
Yeah. The first Dragon Queen for $5. I'm on a quest to save my trip. In the meantime, I'd like to sell Jonas 20 minutes to stare at statues uglier than his avatar. Hugs for all. It's not ugly. What are we talking about? It's not ugly. Come on. Is it ugly? Packing protons for $5. I don't understand. Does real life fake wizard deny having a direct ancestral connection to his Japanese ancestors? Yes, it is a dishonor that he is doing that.
It is big dishonor to his hibachi grill, ancestral homeland.
That was a really good Kevin Clash there. Packing protons for $2. Teehee also accept Dutchy refugees.
Darn you, Darn you got it. That was Kevin Clash's Master Splinter. You told a funny.
Thank you very much. It's only embedded in my brain.
Wait away my voices. Go ahead.
Mark Fields for $10. It has been a comical and crazy day. I would like to give credit to my boss, Joe, for helping me deal with an industrial tumbler. We were soaked in stagnant, dirty water. Positive vibes to all of you. Mark, I hope that you're having a better week this week than you had last week, man.
Mark, I'm telling you, you need to get a hold of Mike Rowe. We need to get Mike Rowe with Mark Fields and just watch the positivity flow, and hopefully also the stagnant water. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Flying blind on a rocket cycle for $2. Good day, all.
And good day to you, Flying Blind.
Yep. Texas 84 gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships.
You know, I can play the clip or I can just say it.
Yeah,
God dang
say
it from the bottom of our hearts right here on the Pro channel. Thank you.
Perfect. Jim Butler for 2 looks like Grizzly Adams. I'll take it. I don't mind that.
Jonas,
Yeah.
I'm getting word that was not sufficient, that we do need to play the clip for the 5.
Oh, okay. Go
What
ahead.
if somebody wants theirs well done?
We ask them politely yet firmly to leave.
That's not the clip. Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle for $5 more. Say, where's Jonas? Also, did Wilton create the new avatar? Wow.
Ooh.
That's harsh.
I
That's
think
even lower
worse
than
than
I'll go
calling you
here.
fat. Yeah.
I think you look cozy.
I look big boned. Thank you. Patrick
Cozy.
Getaway for 5. Jonas's avatar, a new avatar, looks like the dude in the Duluth Trading Company ads.
Duluth, you
Duluth.
uncultured slob. Come on, learn your stuff, Jonas.
I'm sorry. I'm going to throw this on Patrick Getaway. Is there a capital U in Duluth?
I say bring back the what is it? The umlaut? Is that the name of the U with double dots over the top?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us how to say things.
Don't you like how Spinal Tap has an umlaut above a consonant in it? That's
Did you call it an umlaut?
yeah.
It's an umlaut?
What is it supposed to be? Umlaut?
No, I feel so embarrassed now. I've called it an umlaut my entire adult life, and the 3 times I've said the word now, I was saying it wrong.
I feel like we said it the same way. Umlaut?
No, I said you said
Yeah, there's an M in umlaut. Yeah.
See, look at me. I can't remember the times I've used the word, but I'm sure I did. And when I did, it was probably embarrassing.
Well, it's a very small crowd of people that would be embarrassed that should embarrass you on that one. The Mum member for 24 months. I hate your avatar, Jonas. Please bring back the old avatar. Thank you very much, the Mum.
I love how much people. It's not Jonas I rather dislike. It's not Jonas. Could you bring it back? It's a visceral.
We're using the word hate here. Anyways, Texas 84 for 5. Leave Jonas alone. It's fine. It's fine. Spring 91 Bear for $2. Does anyone remember the 80s kids game show I'm Telling?
I'm telling. I don't remember it, but I saw Mark Summers this morning. He's going to do 40th anniversary of is it Double Dare? Yeah, Double Dare 40th anniversary this summer. So we're going to do a callback show and play the games again and bring out the old props. I don't know where they found them, but way to go.
You know, Mark Summers is a braver man than I ever thought growing up, because when I found out that he has OCD and he was on Double Dare, I hope he was able to like section off part of his brain so he didn't have to deal with all that.
How does OCD and slime? How does that? I don't know how you get those things together.
I don't know. I just feel like his heart must have sank every time he heard, I'll take the physical challenge. Packing protons for 5. IG Mike is a man. Also Jonas's avatar ate 2 of them.
Oh,
well, that's fine. That's fine. There's a lot of salt in my diet this last week. Archer Merchant for 2. I think the ban is what finally breaks Starmer. Let's hope. We'll never find out of it, because he'll cut off all social media out of the country like it's North Korea over there or something.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about it because this got way worse, as we said. For those just joining us, we're about 500 of you joining us across X and the YouTubes. And I don't know, can our UK viewers still see us out there? Are you still there? Don't go away now. No, don't end the feed. You might not be able to rejoin under your current government. Who knows?
That's a good point. Patrick Anyway for 5. Jonas, if you're not careful, I'll put an umlaut in your name. It would be like an umlaut above the O, and then in we could Jonas, like it's Shun.
I like Jonas.
I still can't pronounce whatever that German vowel is. So Rowan of Strata for 5. I don't know. I feel like Jonas is going to teach me how to write in MLA format, cite sources, and appreciate medieval literature. Man, I hated MLA format. I've written many pages in MLA format, and the only one I hate more is APA format. So,
Jonas, do you have a medieval shield anywhere on a wall near you?
No, I do have a little dagger that says Acrioris Logos.
Hey, I remember that one. Yeah, the early days.
Yeah, when I asked how to clean a blade, it was that blade. But when I texted you that, you were like, "What did you do?" So,
yeah, why is there blood on the blade? It was decorative, Jonas. Don't do that.
Yeah. Packing Prothons for 5. It wouldn't let me type big. Also, lady on Double Dare was cute that brought out the props. Usually that was a job requirement in the 80s to be on a show if your female was to be cute. Or to be male, you had to be handsome or funny.
I think you're recalling Tool Time with Tim Taylor, not Double Dare.
Both of those ladies were cute.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Cute. All right. Well, we're going to dive in, folks, with the news today. And we're going to start off with YouTube because this is a big, big deal. It turns out that it's looking like there's a partial ban of YouTube in the UK. And we've got an angle on this I don't think anybody's going to talk about yet. I think the UK is going to give a huge competitive advantage to the streaming services who do their bidding. Let's talk about it right now. Well, we've got a problem in the UK, or should we say the UK has a big problem, and maybe with the US, with us. The UK is deciding winners and losers when it comes to social media. And not only are we finding out now that Blue Sky is allowed while the other social media platforms are disallowed for kids, but YouTube is facing a partial ban now too across the pond. Dick Serto has this one. YouTube has hit back at the UK government for including the platform in its planned social media ban for under 16-year-olds. YouTube is striking back and describes itself as a vital resource, as we would expect that YouTube would say. I'll come back to that in just a second. I want you to see something, though. The Guardian from months ago, they were already dealing with some of this stuff just in a different way. Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime Video came under stricter regulation in the UK, and this was reported back on the 24th of February. It says streaming giants will be subject to some Ofcom scrutiny as traditional broadcasters, such as the BBC. So in other words, you all know the way the views are of the government in the UK. And Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and these other streamers already had to bend the knee and do whatever the UK government has to say. They've already fallen under that. Now, however, what do we see? Well, if you're a 15-year-old in the UK, you're about to be banned. It's about to be illegal. I don't know. They send you to jail for it. I don't know. But it's about to be illegal for 15-year-olds to access YouTube, for 14-year-olds to access YouTube. And the crazy thing about this is, guys, that YouTube now, maybe close to the majority of viewership happens in the living room on the big screen TV. YouTube is a direct competitor with Disney Plus, with Netflix, with Amazon Prime. And yet, YouTube was not under the same strict governance that these other streamers had. The UK government seems to be very worried about the idea that kids, 13, 14, 15-year-old teenagers, are watching stuff on YouTube, especially from America, and that they are having a more centrist viewpoint. The UK government doesn't seem to like that very much. They want these kids to be indoctrinated strictly into this new, whatever it is the UK is. They don't want another Brexit. They don't want more of this, dissident kind of behavior. And so YouTube now will be banned, but Disney Plus is not. YouTube is banned, but Netflix is not. It's illegal. It's going to be illegal for a 15-year-old to watch YouTube, but a 15-year-old can go see whatever it is that is on these streaming services that the UK government has complete and total control over. This is also, I think, going to have a huge impact on YouTube, and I think it's a punishment for them, just in the same way that banning X but not banning Blue Sky is a punishment for X, and it's an attempt to fortify the social media platforms and the streaming platforms that the UK government believes will promote their government agendas. Mo, I'm going to go to you first on this one. This is a big, big deal, the idea that YouTube is going to be under a partial ban, but that seems to be the way it's going. And I'm afraid that if this goes beyond the UK, we're going to see a situation where it's not just China anymore that's closed off, has a different kind of internet. It's going to be Europe. It's going to be at least the UK, but maybe beyond, that has a very different internet. And that's no good, I don't believe, for anyone.
And I agree with that. And the selective blocking of sites like, when you have X, it gets blocked, but Blue Sky isn't. YouTube is blocked, but other like ITV and, BBC aren't blocked. The problem is All they're doing is making the centrist viewpoint more and more appealing, because as soon as you make the fruit forbidden, you are making it more appealing to that crowd, to especially teenagers. We all remember being teenagers. Sure, it was long ago, some longer for some of us, but you know what? It makes it more enticing, more what's the word? More
alluring,
more forbidden. More forbidden.
Yeah,
Like it just makes you want to seek it out more. So all they're doing is making whatever they want to hide more appealing, because they'll be able to get around this with VPNs and things like that. But just say we take it for face value, what they're doing, it's wrong. Anytime you block the populace from getting information, it's just going to end up badly for everybody, mainly for the government that does it. So I don't foresee Starmer coming out of this one looking, well, he doesn't look good anyways from his overall rule. But this one, once you start messing with people's internet, that's when people are like, okay, now you're taking away the bread and circuses of the people. And that's when they start getting angry. So
well, that's true.
That's what I think is going to happen.
That's a great reference. Scott, we believe this is a full-blown, nobody's hiding what's in the Trojan horse. This is an attempt to get access to people's devices and link it to their individual personas. And then the UK government can track what you say online if you're in the UK. Now, that said, this might actually be the line that went too far for them. Like, this may actually get people up and enraged in the UK. And we don't want violence or anything. But Scott, what do you think about the idea that, parents of 14 and 15-year-olds are going to say, now, wait a minute, we're the land of the Magna Carta, and you're going to make my 14-year-old, 15-year-old unable to watch science videos on YouTube because you're afraid they might find a Jordan Peterson video. Oh, no, we can't let that happen. Scott, what are your thoughts on this as an overreach? Is this the point maybe people fight back a little?
I both remember being a teenager and I have a teenager. That really makes me old. Parent your child, parent your child. Like you should be monitoring what your kid uses, and it's not up to the government to do that. I agree that you don't want to have violent, things or things that, YouTube videos about making weapons or, I don't want to say those kind of those things. But, there's some things that shouldn't be for kids, but it's up to the parents. Parent your child.
Right, and we have rating systems and all that kind of stuff. Jonas, the situation really developed quickly. We thought we were dealing with a ban on just social media, and that's the way it was presented in the news. And so we covered it that way at first. But the fact that it's reached to YouTube, I don't even consider YouTube a social media platform. YouTube is the largest by far entertainment and information provider in video format in the world. This moves the UK into Chinese territory, I believe.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. I mean, there are people who treat YouTube as if it's a social media platform, and that has turned it into probably the biggest social media platform in the world, if you consider it that. But if you also consider it a television company, then it is by far the largest television company on the planet. So they want to be considered a platform, not a publisher, which, sometimes when they advertise their platform, they run afoul of some of those rules. But this is something where you just make things cooler by taking them away from teenagers and kids. I mean, Mo is right on the money, and Scott's right on the money too, with the idea here that it should be the parents that are in charge of what their kids watch. You notice that none of this is forcing behaviors that force a parent to decide yes or no whether or not a child watches this. That is
stepping into the family. Yeah.
Right, the state becoming your parent. I mean, that's I'm going to say that's very red, and not red state red, but like red country red. This is the kind of thing that, government is a quote unquote necessary evil. They like to say that we need the government so we can have roads, more like we need the government so we can have armies. But outside of this, what is the point of this silly little country over the sea at this point? It's like a test kitchen for what Canada is going to try out, and then Canada is the American left's idea for what they're going to do in the next 5 to 10 years. It's a silly country, honestly, and I'm surprised that it's lasted for as long as it has. If this were a franchise, it would be on its last and dying breaths.
Well, Jonas, walk us through the economics, though, because the UK has 60 million plus people inside the country. And this is now them meddling in U.S. companies, right? So when we're talking about YouTube, that's under Alphabet, that's Google. When we're talking about Disney Plus, we all know what that is. Netflix is what it is. But Jonas, when they start picking and choosing which streaming services are allowed to be viewed by kids, and by kids, we mean 14 and 15-year-olds, what that does is it puts a thumb on the scale of these companies in a way that the U.S. may actually reject and say, no, we're not going to do that. You're not going to pick winners and losers for us. It will have a drastic impact on advertising revenue.
I do think it's a fair point. I mean, right now the UK is about the size of one American state. They technically have more power, I would say, but if you look at what California does on a statewide level as far as their regulations, kind of it's the tail wagging the dog for a lot of industries like freight. If you're going to take freight to California, you have to meet certain standards. So therefore, the entire industry have to meet those standards. I think that the UK is in danger of making, like you kind of implied there, the rest of the corporations in the world angry. This is something where I wonder what would happen if, let's say we got somebody as powerful as Elon Musk, who has more money than Canada right now. If he decides, you know what, I'm going to cut off X, I'm going to cut off all of these things from the entire country because age verification is not something that I'm going to put on the platform. Like, I honestly think that he has more power than Keir Starmer has at this exact moment.
That's why they hate him.
Sure, Musk can't put anybody in jail, not yet, unless he decides to buy his own country, which he has enough money to do that at this point. But Keir Starmer, I've just, in many ways, I'm not impressed with this person, and he seems to be cosplaying the worst parts of the Cold War with a Western skin. So, go away now. Bye would be my my best idea on this fella. I'm not calling for revolution in Britain when I say this, but I think the really sad thing is that all of these other countries have declared independence from Britain, and that just leaves Britain with their own little nanny state that won't go away.
Go away, no. To steal from the critical drinker. All right, Melissa Chen has this. I would feel remiss if we don't cover why they're striking, we believe, YouTube from 15-year-olds. Melissa Chen says, under the pretext of banning under 16-year-olds from social media to quote-unquote protect the children, Keir Starmer has snuck in some small print that should make Americans really glad all that tea was dumped in the Boston Harbor back in 1773. Here are the stipulations of this law. Here are the extra fine print stuff you should know about. Adults will still be allowed to use the platforms once they've handed over facial recognition, digital ID, passport, or credit card details to prove they're not a child. She says it was never really about the kids. It's about making sure every single person who wants to speak online has to first tell the government exactly who they are. Link your real identity to your speech. Step 2, police have a lovely searchable database of every spicy take, meme, or complaint you've ever posted. Step 3, bring in the consequences, arrest, travel ban, debunking for out-of-bounds speech. The UK is in a free fall. And I'll just say, folks, if you don't know this, the UK arrests, I believe it is right now, 30 people a day on average for their social media hot takes. All right. So if you offend your neighbor with something you say politically, they'll come and they'll arrest you. Or even worse, if there's 30 arrests, how many people are put in a position where they feel like, I'm not going to say anything because the police just went to my neighbor's house. They didn't arrest them, but they interviewed them because they posted something about, immigration on their social media page, or they were watching too many YouTube videos of that Robinson guy. Ooh, that Robinson guy. Mo, Scott, I'll give you guys the last word if you'd like on this. It's a scary time in the UK, and what we need to make sure is this doesn't metastasize into other Western nations, because free speech is the antiseptic to bad ideas.
Yeah, I mean, they have to fight back. That's all there is to it. I hate to be that guy, but Britain, fight back. We learned how to do that 250 years ago and longer in America. You have to do that. You have to fight back. I'm not saying get violent or anything like that, but you have to be vociferous and you have to get out there to make this stop. Now, as far as the rest of the world, I cannot see how this works out for Britain. You cannot cool the speech of other countries. Like America won't stand up for it, and I'm sure there's other countries that are like, whoa, 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 like Poland. I can't think of any more off the top of my head that will be like, no, you cannot stymie speech in our country by banning it in your country. So there's going to be pushback. They're going to have a lot of problems trying to get this off the ground in the way that they would like to see. So I think there'll be a pushback, but they need to. Yeah, you can't just assume all that's going to happen. The people have to make their voice heard. They have to get out there. They have to push back. Otherwise, it's just going to get worse and worse, and you're going to have no more wiggle room to fight back if you're not careful. So
there you go.
That's all I got to say.
Scott, you get the last one.
Well, boy, I don't think this is as enforceable as they think it is. I mean, like you said, Mo, there's VPNs. I mean, there's a million ways. I mean, teenagers are the smartest people on the planet, so they'll find it.
They like to think so. Yeah.
yeah. Good luck enforcing this one. Have fun.
What was the device? I mean, a lot of people don't know this. What was the device that largely took down the Soviet Union? The fax machine. It was the first thing that broke through the lines. They didn't anticipate it. The fax machine broke down a lot of the USSR because it was one way that they started to find out, if you can believe it, how good things were in other places around the world versus how they had it. The fax machine. So good luck stripping out YouTube. This is going to go about as badly, folks, as you can imagine. Jonas, speaking of that whole free speech thing, we're all about it. Let's get those super chats up. We're not afraid. We're not a starmer around here. We'll do whatever these people have to say. We'll read it. We'll talk about it. No fear.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Jonas will stand on his head if he has to.
The super chats are going to say they're a benevolent dictatorship run by me. KB Hugs for $2, gone for a few days, and way to happen, Jonas.
Way to happen. Wait, does it really say? Okay, maybe that is what that stands for. I'm not up with the latest lingo. Way to happen.
Thank you, KB Hugs. Packing Protons for 5. Look up Robin Russo, Double Dare, and tell me her 90s version wasn't cute. I am definitely not disagreeing with you on that, but.
The good news is Robin is going to be there at the 40th celebration too, so go check it out. Scott Summers and Robin will be there for the 40th anniversary of Double Dare.
Yep. Let's see here. WJB Daily for 5. Wife and I were discussing a trip to UK or Utah national parks. Guess Utah is winning. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I can see why.
It's going to be interesting to see going to the UK to see Universal's new theme park and having to hand over social media profiles. Like, how far back are we going here, Governor?
I mean, let's get honest. If I tried to go to the UK and they figure out who I am I allowed in? I know a lot of people that do this sort of thing, and I think we're centrists. I mean, I really do. We're not out there acting like crazies, but I'm not sure my opinions are welcome in the UK.
Well, I will say that you probably should start toning down that you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Wolfle McGruffle the third for member 15. Jonas, your avatar is driving engagement and super cats. Wise strategy. You're not just playing 4D chess, but 5T Connect 4 as well.
Here's what I think you should do, Jonas. I think you should make a hugely obese avatar, and then you should start bringing the weight down on the avatar, and we'll make it be as if you are actually, losing weight, and people can get behind you and celebrate it. And then somebody in the mainstream media will pick up, there's a guy out there who is redrawing his avatar to have lost slightly more weight, and people are super chatting about it. What is this grift? And then we'll get the national news, and then we'll get banned even more from the UK.
I think that's fair, especially if you guys are mocking me for it. I think that I think I might have a cyberbullying case, and I can say I'm a refugee to the country of the United Kingdom. Is it technically a country at this point, since it's actually several countries? I don't know. Rowan of Strata for 5. I wonder if Keir Starmer is making the Oliver Cromwell years look better by comparison.
He's bad enough that the king might just say, I've had enough of this. I'm done. I didn't sign up. 2 years, that's enough. See ya.
Neo for £5. The argument for this is because YouTube has a comment section, but this is BS because they aren't blocking Blue Sky. It's all political. Blue Sky is one of the most vile social media platforms I've ever been on. They celebrated things. It's unbelievable. If they have any standard whatsoever, that they would be okay with the kind of things that get posted to Blue Sky, whether that's by lack of controls on part of the platform or because they encourage it. Really gross stuff over there. KB Hugs for $5. The World Cup has shown the world they've been lied to about us by all media. Some of the most viewed videos on YouTube are the world reactions to USA. I read this story to my family of this. I think it's a totally fake account going by Nobunaga that talks about going to a Mexican restaurant and his journey as a Japanese feudal lord being offered chips and salsa for free as soon as he sat down. And it's lovely. I love it.
There are a ton of videos right now circulating. How much of that is organic? I don't know, but there are a ton of videos of Europeans experiencing America and saying, wait a minute, this is not at all what we were told it was. And yeah, I think the media has really given this dystopian view of what America is. And you can find dystopias anywhere you go, but the vast majority of the United States is a lovely place to be with lovely people. And for Americans, I don't want to give the example, but you can go to countries that are supposed to be really, really nice. And oftentimes when you get back to America, you say, wow, is it better here? Just little things are amazing. People forget in America how nice the country is, how well you have things.
Yeah. So wasn't there a study, an economic study recently that showed that the UK is actually their poverty line is well below the lowest state in the United States' poverty line?
Yep. That's exactly right, Jonas.
So, well, welcome to America, land where we throw your tea into the harbor. Archer Mercer for $15. Insert Starmer / Kim Jong-un. They're the same pick meme.
At least it's not a hellscape in the UK just quite yet, but North Korea it is. And we don't like to see things inching over. And this is one of the problems with having an orange Godzilla as your imaginary enemy. When everything is about that, when the current president of the United States lives in the nightmares of these people and they think they're battling, the problem is they miss the actual warning signs of, hey, we have a huge problem here. You're repeating the mistakes of history because they're so focused on the orange man.
Right. You have to have some kind of awareness of what policies will actually harm your country as opposed to, oh, he's building a ballroom. That is the worst. Yep. Okay. Government waste.
One more, and then we have to move to the next segment. So let's get this one and then we'll come back. Folks, never leave a super chat behind. We will not do so. Not this time. Not ever. Not never. We've got so many. We're almost at halfway to the goal. We thank you, ladies and gentlemen. But we got to get to the next segment with Scott. So hang tight.
What is the goal today, by the way? Is it
something
that's going to be inflicted on me or? No, Jonas. It's
last week we started an emoji contest. Folks can tell us what they would like to have as the next emoji on the channel for members. And if we hit the goal today, we're going to launch that with the top 4 as a poll, and we're going to get that emoji out hopefully this week.
All right. Well, Packing Proton says for $5, isn't YouTube run by China? They probably instigated this. Last I checked, YouTube is run by India.
YouTube is not allowed in China in the same way that it is here. Right, Jonas?
Actually, we got to put this one up. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Captain Nemo for $50. Oh. Bring back the Kruger avatar.
No, let's make progress. Let's not regress on that.
Kruger-san.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's a good idea. All right.
All right, folks, it's time for one of our, we've been doing this, decades, Jonas? The same thing every single show.
Yes, since 1983.
Since 1983, click it and sip it. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your beverage and click that like button. Scott, Mo, hold your drinks high if you've got them in time. Oh, I like that. Yeah, both of you. We're rocking the interesting beverages. Jonas, what are you drinking?
Water.
Shut up, you. All right, folks, it's time. Smash that like button, click it, and sip it. Here we go. Folks, about 700 individuals refreshed and ready to go. All right, well, let's dive in. We've got a story we want to bring to you regarding Masters of the Universe, and the only guy available to tell the tale is Scott. Scott, let's dive in. Jonas, we seem to be stuck. The button isn't doing the thing. Hang on.
Oh,
Jonas.
no. The button's not doing the thing. Hold on.
I want to hear.
Well, Masters of the Universe was a horrific flop at the box office. Actually, even worse than The Mandalorian and Grogu. We're trying to figure out what the heck is going on behind the scenes and who the fans are. There's one guy who can tell us better than just about anybody out there, and it's Scott Knightley. He's here to lead us through his experience with Masters of the Universe and the toy lines there. Scott, we see you. You see us. Scott, help us see what's going on with this franchise. Is it cobwebbed? Is it in the dust? Or are there plenty of fans still out there ready to go?
Well, thanks for having me. Big fan. The channel, long time listener, first time joiner.
Love it.
Wow. So yeah, for people out there in internet's land, I was the brand manager over Masters of the Universe at Mattel for about 10 years, and that was specifically over the adult collector stuff. There's the classics line, right? That highly articulated Marvel Legends style stuff. So here's the thing about He-Man fans. And I've been very blessed in my career. I've worked on Star Wars toys and Marvel and DC and Ninja Turtle and Power Ranger. I mean, the whole, Megillah of all the big brands. He-Man fans are very different from every other call it toy fan base that I've worked with. And that's there's two things. One is that Masters of the Universe as a brand has kind of like ebbed and flowed more than anything else, right? Barbie's never left the toy aisle. Transformers more or less has not left the toy aisle. He-Man or Masters of the Universe has left the toy aisle multiple times. They have gone from billion-dollar brands to losing Mattel money. And what I guess we would call like sort of those dark times when the brand was out of retail, the fans really, that's when they those are the time periods when they came together, and like when the internet was starting in the 90s. He-Man fans kind of sort of actually were creating some of the first toy fan websites. So because of this, He-Man fans have very much a sense of ownership over the brand because they feel like if they hadn't been there during the dark times, not to be Star Warsy, then the brand wouldn't exist. To be fair, they probably do deserve a lot of the credit for that, if you will. So that's issue one, is that they feel like they kept it alive in those times. The second issue is there's not that many of them. And I know you're going to be like, whoa, no, there's got to be millions of He-Man. I'm sure there are millions of He-Man fans out there. But I will tell you factually, when I was at Mattel, I rarely had to use Mattel's like analytics department that does all the math and, figure stuff out because we weren't selling at Walmart or Target. We were selling online through a subscription model. So we knew how many units we were making. We didn't need to, figure out all that data, how many potential customers. But what I did have the analytics group do is analyze the He-Man fan sites, specifically the message boards. So as an example, we took a 30-day period in the summer, like June or July, and we asked the analytics department to do a huge deep dive and go through every single post. And what they found was there were something like 2,500 posts in the course of 30 days, all posted by 27 people. And that is a perfect example of how the internet can make fan bases seem louder than they are numerous. He-Man fans, hugely passionate. But if you, at the end of the day, look at the box office. They barely made $30 million in opening weekend versus Force Awakens, was well over, 100. That's your core audience, whoever goes opening weekend. And
so let's talk about that for a minute, Scott. So as someone who has helped manage the brand and knows it inside and out, is there a way to broaden Masters of the Universe? Because the attempts in the past have been very poorly received. But those also, I think, they desaturated what the whole thing is about. We don't want to get into that too much, but is there a way to broaden the appeal while still keeping what made it special in the first place? Or is it the case that the franchise was taken away from its roots and that's what has caused it to be less appreciated today? Does it need to go back to something that already had broader appeal?
I think the two simple ways of answering that is the brand really hurt itself, I think, with the Netflix shows. From the Kevin Smith show, there's nothing worse than getting caught being lied to. Fans hate that. No one wants to get lied to.
So,
and the kids show,
just for the audience who may not be aware of what happened there, can you explain what the lie was that Kevin Smith told before the show came out?
Oh, so he said that it would be a direct sequel to Filmation, which it wasn't, and that just spiraled. It was also, the show was very woke. I mean, they were quoting Star Wars and they also bait and switched Tila. They said it would be a He-Man show, but it wasn't. It was a Tila show, which was fine. You could make a Tila show. I'd watch a Tila show, but call it, The Merry Adventures of Tila. That's awesome. I'll watch that. So yeah, they lied saying it'd be a continuation and that it would be a He-Man show. He-Man got killed off in the first episode and doesn't get resurrected to the last. And all of the middle was Tila doing, wacky Tila things with her girl pal, quoting Star Wars lines. Why would you quote Star Wars in this isn't Clerks, okay, Kevin Smith? I love you, but this is not Clerks. So as far as could it be big again, they have to find a better emotional storyline, and by that I mean this movie wound up being a cartoon in the end, literally. Spoiler alert. Orko shows up and they start playing the theme music, but the core emotional journey was supposed to be a father-son, right? There's one scene in the beginning with Randor and Adam where Randor's disappointed in him, and there's one scene at the end where they're coming together, and nothing in the middle. And that's what Hollywood always calls the emotional center of a movie. A great example is Transformers. The first Transformers movie had a fantastic emotional center. My first car. Everybody could relate to that. But the father-son relationship that they did, it was barely in the movie.
Is that the secret sauce of the franchise? Is the father-son relationship?
Well, that's the thing. No, exactly. I'll tell you what the secret sauce is. Okay. I know we're running close here. It's the Adam, Tila, Man-at-Arms.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got Adam and Tila, romantic relationship. Adam, Man-at-Arms, trainer, trainee. Man-at-Arms, Tila, father-daughter. That's the core emotion of the Masters universe right there. And it's perfect for Hollywood. And how they missed this, it's like right in front of their face. Like, you just had to do the one thing. Just the one, make it a 4-quadrant movie, and instead they just leaned into 50-year-old men, and that's all they got.
Okay, so let me ask this then: is the reason they couldn't do that? Is it because of the quota systems that they've had, where they have to have so much representation in this area or that area, veteran preferences, et cetera, and they don't like to do heterosexual relationships in the way that they enjoyed portraying those in the 80s? Like, there's also the disgust with the patriarchy, so you can't have a good father-son relationship. What do you think, Scott? What's causing them to miss that? It's so obvious. It's so clear. So how do they not see it?
That's the $1 million question. And I think that they were just so convinced that, it was like with Force Awakens. You can't screw up Star Wars. You can't screw up He-Man. I think they just went in feeling like, again, like at the point I made at the beginning of this segment, is the He-Man fans are louder than they are numerous. So I think they were under the impression that they could just put out whatever the hell they wanted, and as long as you slap Star Wars or He-Man on it, you will get an audience. But at the end of the day, the He-Man audience is just so much smaller than people think.
Well, the Star Wars audience, same thing, though. I mean, listen, the idea that you can take anything and, okay, it's like serving, let's say that I order Coca-Cola and you put Sprite in the bottle. I might like Sprite, but I ordered Coca-Cola and I want the Coca-Cola in the bottle. And so if you distill what it is and that it's supposed to be the substance of the thing that you're selling me that I like, and you say, well, it's still got the same label. I'm sorry. I don't care if the label on the bottle is the same. It's not the same liquid. Same thing with Star Wars. You can keep the Star Wars label on it. You can have the little spaceships look the same. it's not under Disney the same Star Wars, and people want the Star Wars, and it's the same thing with He-Man, right? I think that's what we see is the label is not sufficient.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can't count on the label for people showing up anymore because they've diluted everything so much.
Right. The idea was we can maintain, and this is the same thing with Marvel when they did what they called the mantle strategy, but it's the same idea that all we need is the iconography, but we don't need the substance behind the iconography. We don't have to understand the product even. We can even hate the product. We can mock the product so long as the iconography exists because the consumers will consume. That's what they do. Mo, any thoughts on this? This is really fascinating to me that Hollywood missed the entire meaning of the franchise.
Yeah, and the thing is the movie's enjoyable, and they actually did a really good job with the sound design and the CGI. Like, it had weight; it was good. Like, there was stuff there. But yeah, as far as somebody who grew up with He-Man, I was at the very end of it. I was like around 4 or 5 years old. I remember riding my bike to my friend's house to listen to the read-along record. That's like I'm at the end, and I'm at the latter end of my 40s. It's just like Scott is absolutely right. Like, it's just there's no we're very, very loud fans. I loved He-Man. That was my first cartoon I saw when I was growing up. But there's not enough of us, and a lot of us have. Scott and I have. I'm about to have a teenager. Yay. But it's just like it's hard to pass along that love after it's been so long. And there's properties like Transformers and G.I. Joe and things like that kind of took over and have had way more staying power and way better brand management and stuff like that. And it's just like it's just a hard push. But the movie was it was fun and I loved it. I gave it a very good rating. But it was too goofy. It was self-referential. They were trying to put in the memes that people remember from the early 2000s. And it was just like there were certain parts where I felt like they almost had it and they just kept going goofy and goofy and goofy. And that was the worst part about the movie is they leaned into the memes more than to the subject matter, because it can be a 50-year-old property, but if you do it right, people will come and watch it. Like, look at Top Gun Maverick. It freaking came out 36 years after the original, and I love that movie. I think it's better than the original, honestly, but you can do it. You just have to have a good story underneath, and everything that Scott said was absolutely right. I mean, I don't know if I could build on top of that any more than he did.
Actually, I do have a question. You brought up the memes, Mo, but Scott, as someone who is fully aware of the fan community there, did the fan community actually like the memes, or was that something that was taken and run with by a completely different set of people? Because I know that the advertising for this movie leaned into the He-Man memes from the 2000s.
Yeah, I think the fans they lean to they went. That's not part of the brand, or those memes. So adding that to the movie and making the memes now part of the brand, I think was the wrong message to send. In fact, we were actually banned from doing kind of joke product when we were going to do a baby Skeletor for Robot Chicken, and it got all the way through development into production, and they pulled the plug at the last minute because they were meeting with directors that month on the He-Man movie. This was 10 years ago, and they didn't want joke product out there because they wanted people to take the brand seriously. That's how much it's changed.
That's so fascinating to go from the brand being protected to whatever this is. And it reminds me of the Brady Bunch movies that were put into theaters, where I don't know who the massive Brady Bunch fans are. I wouldn't think they would have the vociferous fan base of something like He-Man that's built around a heroic archetype. But if somebody showed up to the Brady Bunch movies expecting something that was, reverential to the original, instead of they got something that was actively mocking the original show for the entire time, I'd imagine they wouldn't be very happy.
Yeah, there you go.
Scott, 2 final questions for you. There are those who say this is okay because Amazon's going to make a lot of money in toy sales and it's going to go to the top of the charts. I don't know that I agree with that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And then the second question is, if you're advising Mattel today what they need to do with this franchise going forward, can it be saved, and what's the path to getting this back to relevancy after the flop?
Well, if you're looking at taking a property and selling it as toys, you've got to be selling it to kids. Adult collectors are great, and they have made more of the market since COVID significantly. but they're still not there that you cannot be in the main toy aisle at a Target and Walmart without kid sales. That's why they have that back thing behind the electronics for adult collectors, because of the number of units that have to move in order to justify the peg space. So for Mattel, they have to do something for kids. They have to get the next generation into this. They can't just put out Kevin Smith cartoons and joke movies and expect the property to thrive. It has to find children and the next generation. So their best shot was that the Blue Netflix show, the one that was for kids. I mean, Blue was the packaging on the toys. It was the CGI one with all the like the hyper anime, blah blah blah, where Ram Man was a girl. Ram. Anyway, regardless, that was their best shot. That had to work, and that not working was to me much worse than the movie not working.
So you think this becomes a very niche property, semi-dormant going forward?
Oh, 100%. Unless Amazon just wants to burn money and make a She-Ra movie.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Is there a fix? Could they do something tomorrow and say we've got a 5-year plan, or are we past that with Masters of the Universe?
There'll always be adult collectors, and you'll notice that they always sell the same 15 figures at retail. Motu should be sold online. That's where they can do a vast, deep dive. You just can't do that at retail. And the only thing they can do is put out new content for kids. And it should be a cartoon
and not whatever that Netflix monstrosity of She-Ra was.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. That was for adults. They need to make a kids cartoon show like Filmation was, and actually make it for kids.
There you go, folks. Get it going. Get it going for kids. Castle Grayskull is only interesting if the kids are buying it in the first place. So sell to the kiddos, or else it's a no-go for Motu anymore. Scott, as Jonas checks to see if we've got super chats directly to you, could you tell the folks out there where they can find you on YouTube, please?
Yes, no, please, thank you. Spectre Creative is my channel, and as well as website, and I have a whole bunch of great history books that fans of pop culture are going to love, like The Time of Clive, which is, remember Indiana Jones talking about what happened before the time of Clive in the Pankot Palace. That's what this is about.
Oh, cool.
Phenomenal. Jonas, we're in a big hurry. What do we have for Scott? Anything?
We have a lot of super chats about Masters of the Universe in general, but none that are specific questions that are addressed to Scott. I think you've incited a very good conversation here, though.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I'd be delighted to come back on anytime. Love talking Motu, love talking history. And I grew up in, Anaheim. So I spent a lot of time at that Park Place too. So
yeah,
awesome.
Scott, a pleasure. We can't wait to have you back on real soon. A real winner of a segment. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. I can't wait to see it.
All right, Jonas, we say farewell to Scott, but at the same time, we say hello to Marvin Montanaro. Welcome,
hey guys.
Marv.
What's going on? How you doing?
Welcome in. Just in time for super chats, my friend.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm still holding some grudges against Mo for his dastardly deeds in the game stream last Wednesday night, playing Party Animals. Man, this guy is a dirty fighter. I will tell you, he'll throw sand in your eye. He's not a good guy to play against.
Hey, I am of Irish descent. I can't deny. So
we
fight fair. Yeah.
We had an Irish versus Italian war in Party Animals, and it was
Always.
a lot of fun. But hey, Pro, before we get started, I wanted to just give a shout out to my buddy Aiden, who is the son of the great Travis Heckle, who was the thumbnail artist for the Jim Cornette YouTube channel for a long time, and just one of my favorite people on the planet. But Aiden is a part of the Kentucky basketball. He's representing Kentucky in the Special Olympics. It's going to be competing next week in Minnesota for the Special Olympics USA Games. So just wanted to say good luck from the Pro family over to him.
Awesome. Way to go,
Good luck,
Aiden. Get out there. You do a good job. I bet Aiden is a great player. So that's really cool. Marv, what do you think about Jonas's new look? What do you think about that?
Oh, I reacted to it on Friday when it first showed up. I'm used to it at this point. It's kind of like Miyazaki meets Jonas.
No one likes it. They get used to it. That's fantastic.
It's
ugly drapes.
I don't know. I think it's jollier than the one you used to have. Like you used to be very stern and thin.
Should we
now it's like jollier.
Your next style? Like, if this is going to become a thing, should we have the audience pick what Jonas is going to be the next time?
What? No,
I'm just saying,
I don't think this is the way to run an internet.
Hanna-Barbera style next. I mean, you know, maybe you'll be a Flintstone.
Hanna-Barbera. You know, Travis Heckle could make Hanna-Barbera Jonas. He is a Hanna-Barbera style artist. So
that's a very good point. I am a Flintstones kid though, so that's not a bad idea.
10 million strong and growing.
Yep. Bruce Newhouse, member for 9. People need to take a stand and say no more. I believe.
I don't even know what that's in reference to, but yes. I have been immersed today in Jimmy Kimmel and his meltdown over the UFC event at the White House, in watching JD Vance clown the ladies on The View, which was amazing.
Beautiful.
And Ian McKellen saying really stupid things about
the Ian McKellen thing.
Yeah,
yep.
horrible.
Yeah. You know, I know a lady who ran a theater, and Ian McKellen had to change in her office, and he didn't lock the door, and she accidentally saw him in his underwear. So,
skivvies, as they say.
Andy T. Monahan for $5. Sporting events also not allowed, like World Wrestling Entertainment on YouTube. Feels like another route to force digital ID. Feels like Metal Gear Solid 4 with the 24-hour surveillance. Well,
is that about the UK thing there?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about Keir Starmer and his transition to. Never mind. Not going to go there. Just Jay for $10. Corporations have been tracking and identifying users.
That's not $10, Jonas. That's not $10.
Just Jay 10 for 20. So I'm going to say it's 30. Thank you very much, Just Jay 10. Corporations have been tracking and identifying users online for years now. Government blocking platforms and U.S. kill switch on cars is what they were pushing to give themselves a legal foothold to justify violating privacy.
Yeah, and I told people last night I'm going to look into this the car switch on the dash cams that was pushed in the Biden administration and failed to be repealed by the Republicans. The reason I'm not right now terribly worried about it is because I think that if it is a mandatory thing for cars made in 2027 and beyond, just cover it with tape. Nobody's going to enforce it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to look into it. I may be wrong. I may not know that subject well enough. So give me some time. I'll look into it. We may even do videos on it.
I've seen people who are getting model casts of heads and putting them on their rearview mirrors, so it looks like they're looking at the road.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Let's see here. Packing protons for $5. UK needs to follow Belfast. Take over the copper, then their leaders. 1776, baby. I like that year.
You know what really ticks them off is when you take tea and throw it into the lake or into the ocean. It really gets them mad.
I wonder, could somebody look it up and see, did the Boston Tea Party, did that happen on a Tuesday?
No, but for why would it be important whether it happened on a Tuesday?
Well, you see, Jonas, for me, it's always a Tuesday.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
I'm sure he's drinking Thai tea in that clip.
I remember when I uploaded that on a lark, and now it's become a staple of the channel.
For years.
Caveat ties. Hey, Roland, member for 10 months. Hey, Mo, Joe, Pro, and Scott. Oh, see, I should have gotten that one on there.
Good to see you, Caveat.
And now Scott's not here to hear it. Juliet, member for 21. Jonas, it's already started here, like the Black Eyed Peas song.
Just kind of strange how like Blue Sky is not included in the social media ban, isn't it?
Until you figure out what they're really up to.
Well, yeah, because Blue Sky is the one place that has a big problem with a lot of the things that you might not want children to see.
You want to message your friends and find out where they are and what they're up to? You can only do it on Blue Sky. Wonder why it's been done on Blue Sky. Oh, wait.
It's probably because they have a complete lack of controls on there, and the government's already infiltrated it, if I were to guess. Packing protons for 5. Hey, UK, arrest this.
Arrest this.
Hey.
I think you're supposed to say that.
I see. It's a expletive statement. Yes, I'm familiar with those. Marvin, were you about to say something and I kind of cut you off?
I was going to bring up that I didn't know if you guys had seen while you were live, Disney has released the first trailer for Hexed. and it is awful.
Oh no, I didn't have very high expectations.
It looks so bad. Like it looks like if you turned a septum ring into a movie.
Oh jeez.
Okay,
that's a thing.
Who is Hexed by? Is that Pixar?
No, that is Walt Disney Animation
proper.
Studios from the studio that brought you Frozen.
Oh my. Okay, well maybe we'll need to watch that. Chris Dickerson, I mean, within the next hour. Chris Dickerson for 2. Remember the 5th of November.
Gunpowder, treason, and plot.
I also uploaded that to this channel on the same day that I uploaded for me, it was a Tuesday.
Oh, that one didn't catch on.
I uploaded that because it was Tuesday, November the 5th, when it was an election day. But for me, it was a Tuesday. That vicarious votive, that one.
How does it go? I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot, I think is the second line.
Yeah. I think about that every time that Dumbledore's Phoenix is there. Like, why did J.K. Rowling name the Phoenix after a guy who tried to blow up Congress or Parliament? Sorry. I forgot the Wiggy version they've got over there.
Oh, I never even put that together.
Yeah. Silent Watcher for
Wiggy
5.
version.
Jonas, we need to talk. You keep changing on me. What happened to the Jonas I knew? Dude, I went big, I went corporate, and the Zack Attack is fine with just me, you know.
People change as as they grow, man.
Was that saved
As
by
they
the
grow?
Bell?
Was that a crack?
No,
Anyways.
never.
I can't keep up with all this meta.
Yep. By the way, Solstice Studios, one of my favorite NES games, for $10. I know I'm very late, but I saw Motu on Sunday, and the theater was sold out.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's
And also,
That was
shocking.
the only one in the country like that.
it gives 20 memberships.
Hey, 20 memberships.
Hey,
I've seen Motu now 3 times, and all 3 times it was in an empty theater.
That is tragic.
I-
Did you get the popcorn buckets or Castle
No,
Grayskull?
that
Clippers?
was sold out because from what I've heard from the people working at the movie theaters is as the movie approached and the box office projections were so low, they ordered like a criminally low amount of the popcorn buckets, the sippers. Like one theater told me that the sword sipper, the one thing that everybody wanted, they only ordered 6 of them for the entire theater. Which is why they all sold out so fast. Which they would have theaters would have actually made money on those. I think people would have bought because the Castle Grayskull and the swords all sold out. But you know what they have in droves at every movie theater I've been to over the last few weeks? Just Mandalorian and Grogu buckets everywhere. Every bit of Mandalorian and Grogu merchandise is still in the theater.
Might have misjudged.
Yeah, some of the popcorn buckets I've gotten have been because I ordered popcorn and they've got what's left over from 2 movies ago. So
I'm a proud owner of a Tron Ares bucket. I did not want it, but I got it anyways.
Folks, we got to celebrate though. Solstice Studios has gotten so many people behind the closed doors and into the Lounge de Pro. So here we go. Let's celebrate together.
Perfect.
Jonas, as Steven Tyler once said, it's crazy, but we've got so many super chats. We are 15 away from the goal already with just an hour under our belts here on the show. Jonas, let's do about 10 more. We will not lose them, folks. We will not forget them, but we got to keep the news going. So 10 more super chats, and then it's off to bat again, really, as we talk about the MLB punishing players over Pride Month.
All right, let's see what we got here. Packing protons for $5. Jonas was afraid of my MJ super chat yesterday. He noped out fast. MJ liked it on X. Yeah, MJ, I didn't see your super chat when I was winding down the live stream because believe it or not, I was struggling to remember the sign off for the channel, and it was a very awkward moment. Totally not
all the news.
Every time.
Should be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and by the way, you told me it's all the news that should be fun. And did you just say for all the news that should be fun?
Where all the news should be fun.
Where all the news? What? Where with?
Yeah, where all the news should be fun.
Where within all the news should be fun. Anyways, MJ saw it and she said, "Oh, that's funny." KB Hugs for $2. What the he is in the avatar change? It's the He-Man.
We need. You could do a Masters of the Universe style avatar next week. That would be nice.
Irate Specialist is going to react very strongly to that because he's already sent me a Masters of the Universe version of my avatar.
You would look lovely. Let's do it.
Maybe. I like to keep my shirt on though. Chris Dickerson, member for 14. Day of the Tentacle reboot is awesome. Yes, it is.
Wait, there's a Day of the Tentacle reboot?
It's a remaster. Yeah, in HD. It's great.
Where did it come out for?
Oh gosh, it came out 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's for all systems.
It's been a while.
Yeah, you should play it.
Pack of Protons for $5. The King is DOA. They booed the popular royals taking their sons out recently.
They've been booing the British royal family for years.
The young ones? Oh.
Well, Charles they've been booing.
William's going to have to take over pretty soon. I think the monarchy's not in a great place right now.
I mean, if this is where the monarchy is headed, count me out.
Count me out. But I mean, like it's really just at this point like a tourism attraction.
Pretty much.
But the thing is, Floridians don't have to pay Disney World, parts of their, a large percentage of their taxes.
Well, they might have once upon a time. Like a Teen Mouse.
Yep. All right. We didn't celebrate this one, and it's a 50. Bring back the Kruger avatar, which I think
right,
there's a piece to be made for a Kruger.
We didn't celebrate this.
Poor guy. Thank you very much, Captain Nemo.
All right, leave it on the screen. What can we do to celebrate a 50, but not encourage bringing back the Kruger avatar? What could we do?
The Kruger avatar is dead to me.
You know what? We'll release the shells.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what? Let's go!
Jabba, right?
Oh no! It's a Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Guys, this is one of, if not my most anticipated game of the year. Anything that's got me going pew, 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 sign me up.
I gotta say, the concept of this is enough for me to go, I might even pre-order this.
You egg-sucking piece of gutter trash.
What was the thing that Lauren pointed out in that one that none of us had seen before, and we all
smelling the fists?
Oh, smelling the fists.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, what?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't realize which one it was. I was like, she kind of, and no, the other one.
No, I think it happens after where Pro just cut it off.
It's the pew 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 lady. No, she takes a big old whiff of her hands for some reason.
No, she's different. She's the pew 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 girl's different than the one who's like. Be honest.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. It's the
I'm not
one.
playing it again. I know what you're trying to bait me in. I'm not playing it twice.
I was praying for Lauren that it showed up because I was like, we're almost seeing this entire video and I haven't seen it yet. I'm like,
we were going to destroy Lauren. If
I could hear him sweating. Yeah.
I'm telling you that girl sniffs her hands.
Catfish. Pack of Protons for $5. Supposedly Brits really are impressed with the size of our grocery stores. Walmart will heal the world. Reminds me of the scene in Moscow on the Hudson where Robin Williams' character goes nuts in the coffee aisle, chock full of nuts and Folgers and all the different brands that he sees because he's defecting from the Soviet Union and seeing what capitalism can do. There's nothing like self-interest. Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. That word is self-interest, and it incentivizes people to do the best they can, which means we'll get to Mars one day. If we want to, we can stay here.
I gotta say, even I think though, Costco's just too darn big. I mean, it's just too much. Come on, Costco, shrink down by 10%, just 10%.
Just
Costco, don't you change a thing.
Yeah, don't listen.
Stay the way you are.
Woodsy, welcome to the Pro Silver level.
Hey, welcome and hi ho silver. Good to see you there, Woodsy.
Hey, John Maynard here for $50. I'm all for the Wiltonis avatar.
No.
No.
For $50, I think he's got to do it.
No.
What about puppet version of Jonas?
I'm gonna say this in Spanish. No.
Why not puppet form?
Puppet form? Puppet would be one thing. Wilton would be another.
All I can think of is the end of The Fly. That's what we're going to get. I don't need a Wiltonus Brundle avatar.
I love
Things are going down the crapper. It's not good for investors. It's not just one bad decision. You're getting a golf and treeing. Dang it, Bob! Your spending's been illegal. Your leadership is fatal. We expect more leaks and rumors. Makes no sense hiring. Disney is so unstable. What's the profitability timetable? It's time to fire Iger. This is just another Budweiser. Dang it, Bob.
My favorite thing about that video is how, like, the artistic choice to just shine the light directly in Wilton's face so that you can't actually see it.
A lot of technical.
I love the backdrop that they're like, you know what? We're going to pull this right out of the washer.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Shot it in a rush.
Should we iron it? Nah.
Nah. We did.
Yep. Let's see here. It looks like Sanctum for 5. Amazing work bringing Yellow Flash on Pro, but if you never publicly denounced the quartering, do you announce Jer and false flagging? Yes or no?
Oh, wait a minute, Jonas. Wait a minute. I've got a way to answer this.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, as far as I know, with FIAC.
Hello there and hi there from Quick Buck Comics. We've been watching as companies like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Universal all universally suck. And then we watched as companies like Rippaverse and Big Man Comics came in to save the day. That's when we realized we could make crappy comics and do it the cheap way by not doing the hard work that Rippaverse and Big Man Comics were doing. We've got characters like John Maynard, William Thompson, and Staccato DDS. Why? Because we stole them from the WDW Pro audience. Because making characters is hard. And by the end of every comic, you get to draw your own panels. Why? Because art is hard. But please, folks, when you're done, make sure to buy our coffee that's made by someone else with our label slapped on it. Why? You guessed it. Making coffee is hard.
There you go. DeBelly for 10. I love living in the USA, but it's heartbreaking seeing homeless veterans on the street. I'm a civilian, but I come from a Navy family.
Yeah, and the thing to know about the USA too is that right now, blue states, red states, purple states are so vastly different that it can feel like you're going. I mean, it really is like going to a new country when you go from state to state. And Europe should, a lot of Europeans don't know that their countries are the size of U.S. states, but it's more pronounced now. Going from somewhere like New York to Florida. You're on two different planets, and so that's something to get used to, I think, right now.
Agreed. Packing protons for $5. All Mattel needs is to do what fans want. Re-release the 80s toys unchanged as they were exactly in the 80s, so we can rebuild our collections. That would be actually pretty great.
I like that.
Yep. Packing protons for 5. Princesses of Power, where you couldn't criticize how bad it was, and Kevin Smith He-Man with awesome animation. Terrible story. Killed Motu.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I've been saying if you had called this movie He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, I think it would have done a lot better.
I agree. And then you can do whatever you want with She-Ra after the fact. I think they've got to make a She-Ra that appeals to both men and women.
No, they don't have to do that. Anything made for women is only for women, but anything made for men has to also appeal to women.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
that's how it works.
You said it better.
Everything that appeals to men has got to be the 4 quadrant, which is our new way of saying intersectional feminism.
All right, Jonas, 2 more super chats, and then we'll get the rest. I promise we will not leave them behind, folks, but 2 more, and then we're hitting the next news item.
Yep. Detail double for 5. When 2 young men's California State University grad, very female foreign language led, has scant interest, non-Marxist econ, inexpert in urban plan critiques, but ready for NGO government job.
That is a lot packed into that super chat.
I think you're never going to remember that as your Wi-Fi.
That is the most efficient use of the English language and spacing and whoa. The ... Detail devil. We got to work on that. ... That's expensive in the economy of every single character.
Mm-hmm.
Well
I thought that, but yes, well said for what you said there.
I rang the bell when he said Marxist just in case culture put him up to writing that.
Somewhere culture is saying, "Oh, it's time! I hear the bell in my head. It's time! It's time!"
He starts to salivate when people talk about Marxism. And skipping ahead, Rowan of Strata for $50. Wow. Thank you very much, Rowan. I'm starting to wonder if the destruction of these franchises is the manifestation of how jaded my generation, millennial, is to where we mock the heroes we grew up with because the world didn't turn out to be how we thought. Just random thoughts. You know what's interesting is Gen X made dark and edgy versions of everything. And there's a optimism that's come back around, but I think there's still some Gen X in some of the executives, and they need that cynicism in there as a shield. With Masters of the Universe, everyone that I've spoke, actually maybe Marv, you might have been the one to point this out. Like, it can't admit fully that it's a Masters of the Universe film with no apologies. Like, if they can make fun of it, then they're not going to be guilty of it.
They have to constantly apologize for anything masculine in the movies. So like whenever there's a moment of masculinity or masculinity is presented positively, they have to immediately then emasculate He-Man in some way or act embarrassed that his name is He-Man.
I'll give you a great example of this one because I think Roland's onto something here. It's not the entire generation, though. It's a specific part of the generation. The Lego movie is an awesome movie. And the ethos, the story, the moral of the Lego movie is wonderful, right? And remember the song in the Lego movie is, "Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team." After Trump was elected, what happened to the Lego sequel? Everything's not awesome. And they went and they inverted it again. Remember, they inverted the whole story of the original Lego movie. And everything is dour, and everything is sour, and everything is, meh. And the deconstruction of your heroes. There's a segment, and they rule Hollywood, who they view that the world did not go the way that it was supposed to, and they thought that they thought the prior president was a messianic figure, and they think that Trump is the orange. He's orange Satan.
Not only that, but remember what the core plot of the Lego movie sequel was that, well, now girls are supposed to be allowed to be a part of boy franchises, and to push back on that is wrong.
I think Rowan's onto something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I have seen things, guys.
Did you see what Mo put in the private chat? Because
I have seen
it made me jump.
I think we should save that.
Okay. After the next segment, we'll show what there is to be seen, folks. But we have combined the genetics of Jonas with a certain little troll. Let's just say it ain't pretty.
I saw Obsession over the weekend, and what I just saw is the most disturbing thing I've seen all week.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I am a memer at the base of my being, after all. So,
all right. Well, we'll get to meming. But first, folks, it's breaking news. The MLB, Major League Baseball, didn't get a clue, and they're threatening their players over Pride Month. Corporations are diving away from Pride Month, which is not thriving today. Pride Month is largely gone away, whether it's Disney or Nike or Star Wars or Universal, whatever it may be. Pride Month is just not getting the kind of attention or merchandise or efforts from corporations, except in the sports leagues. And in the MLB, get ready because this one is a big one. What do we have here? Well, you see the player, number 65 for the Giants. He's got he's forced to wear this rainbow pride cap, and he's written a Bible verse on it, okay? And it says, Major League Baseball warned players that they violated league rules after 3 pitchers from the San Francisco Giants appeared in Friday night's game with Bible verses written on their pride nightcaps saying similar behavior will not be tolerated. Sports Illustrated reporting the same thing. 3 Giants pitchers wore Bible verses on their pride nightcaps during Friday's game. The MLB has issued a warning to them. But look up here from Hollyweird, somebody with common sense, former SNL guy, he's alum, Rob Schneider says, I will pay the fines for any Major League Baseball Christian player who wears a Bible verse on their uniform. MLB is anti-Christian. This is an amazing and stupid backlash for the MLB. And where I'd like to go, guys, first of all, is I think this is anti-Christian. It's anti-Jewish. And I'll guarantee you, if somebody were to write the verses of the Quran on their cap, the MLB would remain completely and totally and utterly silent. I will also say that if somebody were to have written down, some extra pride support on their cap or their jersey, I'll guarantee you again, the MLB would have nothing to say about that. This is, and you got to understand the insignia, the iconography of pride. Mo will talk about that. You're a graphic artist. The iconography of pride was always a setup to try to steal away Christian iconography, because all the way up until the 90s and the early 2000s, and for centuries prior, what did the rainbow symbolize? It symbolizes the promise made in the book of Genesis in the Bible that God is not a God of destruction and that God cares for humanity. It's the story from the end of the ark with Noah. Mo, what do you think about the idea that these players did a big no-no and dared write their true beliefs on their caps, and now they're being threatened for it?
Well, I think the MLB should keep going and see what happens when you force your beliefs on another. Obviously, if you're Christian, that is very problematic. The whole reason I ended up in this space is because I got canceled from a job because I didn't agree with that iconography. I didn't like it. I thought it was disgusting, and I politely said I will not work on this, and they ended up just getting rid of me completely. So it's all just bend the knee, believe what we believe, or we're going to take away your money, we're going to take away your career, and that is quintessentially un-American. And the reason that Christians get picked on is because we are probably a little more tolerant than we should be, and we just kind of take it. We turn the other cheek, which is not what that really means. It is. People are really starting to get tired of it. With the whole tame Christian trope is starting to go away, and that's kind of what needs to happen. I'm not saying get violent. Once again, I'm saying you need to stand up for what you believe in, because otherwise they'll just keep pushing and pushing. And the MLB is threatening careers and money against these people, which is inherently wrong and it cannot be legal on any level. I'm not a lawyer, but I can't imagine that's going to go well if they find these people and they keep going down this route. Because
we've talked about this before, the pride, what it now means with the LGBTQIA plus, is you have these people who now, they identify as like ponies and things. You have all of this stuff that people, average people say, I don't want to be associated with this. You have things that the people who associate with LGBT or LGB say, I don't want to be associated with, And so, Mo, I think you're right. I think it is discriminatory on a religious standpoint. But also, it's utterly, totally stupid because the MLB is not reading the room, and I don't understand how it's even possible. They're acting like it's 2021, and that's not what's happening in the world right now. I think the backlash will be real for the MLB. I think this could cause grave damage to their organization, to the sport, to the league. What say you? Is there that kind of pushback now over this?
I think there is. We have to keep pushing. They have to understand the reason that we got here is because nobody pushed back. We all felt that we all kind of got shocked out of our little, I don't know how you say it. I wouldn't say echo chambers, but we weren't awake yet. We hadn't taken the red pill, and that was where we were. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? We were all shocked.
People thought the guardrails of America had been there, would be there, and it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen to us. But now that we're seeing the UK, censor and ban social media platforms based on their political whims, I think we need to. I think you're right, Mo and Marv. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I don't expect a Muslim player to be forced to wear a cross, and I don't expect Christian and Jewish players to be forced to wear pride insignia. I don't expect that to be forced upon anybody to wear something that is antithetical to what you believe.
I'd be fascinated to see if there were any Muslim players on the team and whether or not they had to wear the rainbow hat, because that would be against their religion, and they would probably say this is against my religion, and nobody would have said boo about it. It is. Look, at the end of the day, like inserting the pride messaging into sports of all things, like talk about not reading the room, not knowing your audience, not understanding. This is Bud Light all over again. Bud Light went all in on this, not realizing that the audience for Bud Light was middle America families, getting beer for their barbecues. It's not either not knowing who your target audience is or just not respecting your target audience and wanting a new target audience. It's kowtowing to corporate interests. It's a matter of, and Mo is right. You have to stand up for yourself and for your beliefs, not violently, because it's a what would Jesus do kind of moment. Jesus never got violent, but he also never backed down. And it's that is something that we all have to do.
I am going to point out there was a moment with a whip and cords and turning over tables in there. So yeah. I think that'd be described as violent.
I don't know. He didn't hurt people, did he? He just kind of turned over tables.
No, he whipped livestock and turned over tables, but he was
livestock. Yeah, beat all the cows you want.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's Lauren. Lauren's going to tell him to go for the chickens in a minute. I'll tell you guys this. One of the things that a lot of people don't know, out of nowhere, this banana ball thing. Have you guys seen this Savannah Bobana banana ball?
Yes, it's gay baseball.
It is number 4. No, come on now, Jonas.
I'm just joking. It's baseball for girls who are on Instagram.
It's run by Christians, and it's like it's got all this faith stuff going on with it.
It does have faith stuff. See, because mostly what I've been seeing is their association with Disney, and I've been a little
it's faith stuff, and they have to do tricks when they catch the ball to get extra points and blah blah blah. Well, the point is they're like the Globetrotters of baseball. Because people are so angry with the MLB, and they might get angrier, people are watching this banana ball, trying to find baseball that's actually fun to watch. It's now the number 4 thing on ESPN2. So if the MLB takes a hit here and I'm ESPN, I might say, well, give me the banana ball instead. They haven't infuriated their fans. And I think these sports leagues need to understand that we've come to this point. The NFL, now they do all these different anthems, right? As if the one American anthem doesn't represent all of us. So we want to, all these kinds of things that we've been doing with the sports leagues. I think the backlash to them is going to be bigger than what we've seen with Hollywood. I think folks are angry with how, we've gone from a time when sports was supposed to unite us, just like going to the movies, but even more so with sports. If you're a Packers fan, it doesn't matter what your political beliefs are. You can go be a cheesehead with each other. And the sports leagues decided to take stances politically, and they put politics into a domain where it does not belong. It's supposed to be a reprieve from that sort of thing. And I think there's going to be a ratings response here. Guys, your thoughts on that?
I think so too. Look, baseball was America's pastime. It's not anymore. I don't think anyone can honestly say anymore that baseball is the most popular sport. It's 100% football. At this point, so I guess they're just trying to, appeal to the masses, so to speak. But it's not going to work, and it's not the only, baseball's not the only sport doing this. We've seen this happen with plenty of other sports, plenty of other teams, and it never goes well. Nobody ever wants it, and you're gonna have to learn the lesson the hard way in their wallets, like so many other companies have, like Jaguar and Bud Light before them.
Well, I'll say this about the MLB. I don't generally watch it unless I'm hanging out with my brother-in-law. But I'm a Cubs fan, fortunately or unfortunately, probably, But I've watched the game. They've sped it up quite a bit and made it a lot more enjoyable. So they actually have repaired their brand as far as like from a purely sports level. The problem is they're bringing this pride stuff in here, which a lot of you're going to have like New York, San Francisco, all these other places, but most of the country is going to identify with the Texas Rangers, which want nothing to do with this, and they're going to do a family and faith month instead of like pride, because nobody wants to see that. You want to talk about He-Man having a small fandom? Pride is like this big, and it's the loudest people on earth. 3%. And they have no sway unless we give it to them. And that's why it makes me so angry. They have nothing to do except for sit in front of their computer and get angry. and just be miserable. And we just need to like squelch that voice, because it doesn't need to be that loud. And if the MLB would quit giving them a stage, they would have one of the best products in the country, because the NBA stinks now. The NFL is getting to the point where they're not even, they're going to have to play with like padded uniforms, they already kind of do it with helmets, but it's just like, they've shot themselves in the foot, because they're the people in the marketing departments barely know about baseball. They live in these big cities and they think this is the way the rest of America is. Well, guess what? We are not like that. This is not what we do. This is not who we are. We are well-meaning, family-loving, freedom-loving, Americans, and the very few people believe what they're espousing in these Pride months. So they need to get rid of it, get it out of here. Nobody wants it. It's a net negative, and I'm tired of it. I want
to reiterate real quick though. Mo and I have had discussions, folks. I know Mo has argued in the past for football players in the NFL to be given swords. It would make it more interesting. I am not in favor of the swords at this time.
I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I need all the help I can get, so I'm all for the swords.
I think that I once thought that
swords. Anything. Go ahead.
I once thought that it was like the LGBT community was 12% of the population, and then I looked it up. No, 3% of the world's population, and 100% of all of our marketing for every franchise, every business has to revolve around 3% of the population.
It did.
And it did for a long time, because I think a lot of people kind of are like me in that I don't care what you do with your life. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you love. As long as you as long as it's legal, I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own home. Just get out of my face about it. Like, just leave me alone. I don't need to see it everywhere. Just do you live your truth.
I think they tremendously resent Christmas. The corporations have to do Christmas because it's when all the sales happen, and they have to do Christmas, but they resent what Christmas is. They resent that it's about Christ. And so they wanted this completely synthetic thing in June that was going to drive sales and, be this huge rainbow thing for an entire month. And it's like, it's a Christmas alternative in the summer. The problem is nobody was buying any of the stuff. And once you pulled the DEI, ESG stuff, the benefits from these kind of secret cabal organizations behind the scenes, the WEF types, once that was pulled, once the money was pulled from there's no justification from an economic standpoint to do this. And yet here is the MLB pretending as if, this is 10 years ago. And it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see.
We have seen, we are now halfway through June. Microsoft has not acknowledged Pride on social media this year. Xbox has not acknowledged it once. Halo only acknowledged it one time on June 1st and has not brought it up again.
Yep. And I'll say, folks, we do this every time we do these conversations. We remind you, we're all God's babies. Treat everybody kindly. But also, we don't believe that people should be forced to wear things that they don't believe in, or forced to wear things that go against their religious beliefs. That's just basic. That's just incredibly basic principles. And so, again, this is metastasized in a place that it should not be. The MLB is now very much in danger of angering a ton of fans and doing grave damage to the entire brand. But hey, it's not the first time the MLB has screwed the pooch royally. Well, would you look at that? The legacy of Bob Iger, former CEO of Disney, has just been damaged even more. That Park Place says this one by Marvin Montanaro. You don't see Disney in the headline, folks, but we know what it's all about, and we'll tell you, we'll explain it to you. Fox acquires Roku for $22 billion in a massive streaming power play that could reshape television entirely. Fox Corporation has made one of the biggest moves in modern media history, announcing a $22 billion acquisition of Roku, and a deal that dramatically expands the company's footprint in the streaming space and potentially reshapes how millions of Americans consume TV. According to reports, Fox will acquire a controlling interest in Roku, with Fox shareholders ultimately owning 73% of the combined company, while Roku shareholders retain the remaining 27%. The transaction is expected to close in 2027, pending regulatory approvals and other customary conditions, which we see no reason it would not go through. Who knows? Maybe Pedro and Mark Ruffalo, they'll band together and try to stop this one too. For Fox CEO Lakeland Murdoch, the acquisition represents far more than simply buying a streaming platform. It's a bid to position Fox at the center of both traditional television and the rapidly evolving streaming ecosystem. All right, let's talk about what this means and what it is. As we do, I want to show folks what the size of this is going to be. Roku is currently at 3% of all streaming on American TVs. Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN combined together is 5.3%, which means that any one of those three is likely less than Roku. You add in the Fox content that can go to Roku, and suddenly Roku, yes, Roku becomes a major player to take down Disney at the top of, top 3, top 4, whatever they want to pretend they are. Roku could actually take that spot once you add Fox content, and especially the sports. Jonas, you're an expert in all of this. I want to go to you. Iger, I believe, thought he had pulled off a heist, but they spent, $100 billion investing in Disney Plus to get it to where it is today, to get their streaming, probably even more. And now Fox has built something that might be bigger than Disney Plus for 1/5 of the price. This must be very embarrassing to
yeah. This is amazing. If you look at the history of Bob Iger at the Disney company, his only move was buying other people's companies and absorbing them in and hoping it worked out well. The only reason the Pixar one worked so well is because they hired John Lasseter to come in and run both Pixar and Disney animation. So they basically gave him double the responsibility there. In some ways, you could say that that entire acquisition was to hire John Lasseter. In fact, Iger admits so in his book. So he buys Pixar, he buys Lucasfilm, he buys Marvel, not in that order. And I guess Rupert Murdoch, Lachlan Murdoch's father, comes in and he says, you know what, I got an idea. So they sit down at a lunch, and Rupert Murdoch looks at Bob Iger and he bats his eyes and he says, oh, I do declare, Mr. Iger, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these legacy and streaming assets that I've built up over my career. I need someone to save me. And so Bob Iger says, sure, I'll spend more than all of this is worth to buy those off of you. How about $40 billion? And he says, well, I don't know. We're going to have a public bid for this. So Comcast comes in and says, how about 50? And then Bob Iger says, you know what? I really need to be the knight in shining armor. It's probably worth about 30. So why don't we pay $70 billion so that we can have Fox? I'm specifically going to label it so that it's to say that it's for streaming, even though most of these are TV assets, because we need to bolster our game here. We need to have all of Star Wars. Oh, we got to have those Fantastic Four rights back. We got to have those X-Men rights back. Look at all the wonderful things they've done with both of those. And so Bob Iger spends $70 billion of other people's money, gets himself $100 million for approving the deal, by the way. And then they spend another $10 billion buying the additional shares of Hulu. So $70 billion, $10 billion, not counting the cost of Disney Plus itself, which is at a minimum $12 billion, not counting the fact that they destroyed all of their other businesses in order to get here to this. And Fox, or the remaining Fox Corporation or News Corp or whatever you want to call it, turns around, they buy a little teeny tiny company named Tubi. Look at that. Tubi's got its 2.2% right there. Huh. Look at that. Roku, they're going to spend $22 billion, which obviously 70 billion minus 22 billion. Huh. Look at that. That's a big difference right there. So on 1/3 of the amount that Bob Iger has burned here to try to build streaming at Disney Plus, they're going to be 0.1% behind Bob Iger's precious streaming empire here.
But whoa, Jonas, let me stop you there and see what you think about this.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, so you're right. When we add Tubi and Roku together, and I think it's very likely they get streamlined into being one thing. Okay, I don't know what they'll call it. Tubi, Roku, Roku, Tubi, Roku. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't even think they need to combine them into two. They're two different things. Tubi is a channel on Roku, and Roku channel is its own thing. They don't even have to combine them.
Okay, so whatever they do, it's 5.2%. Now, we believe that when you add in ESPN as a streaming service, that's how you get to that $100 billion mark for Disney in terms of investment for streaming. What Bob Iger did is, I think he thought, I believe that he thought that the Murdochs had just ended, they were basically now a Fox Sports and Fox News company. And they took the money that he gave them, flipped it, and now they're going to have, for that price, for 1/5 the price that Disney paid, they're going to have a bigger streaming service than Disney. And the only way I see this as a win for Bob is, you're right, he got paid $100 million by the soaked investors, the investors who absolutely got hosed by this. Absolutely. He got paid $100 million, so he got another yacht. Yay, Bob, you got your yacht. But anybody who studies this, Jonas, now knows Bob Iger was a buffoon. And the Disney company and the damage that's been done to it is because of this kind of absolute just being owned strategically.
100%. Again, Bob Iger's only move is buying someone else's company. And essentially, when ABC was bought by Disney, ABC essentially took over the Disney company at this point. That's why they don't really care about the family thing. That's why they've just rebranded Disney Television and Animation to Disney Kids and Family, because they need something in that company that actually says family. And apparently Disney doesn't mean family anymore. So they have to add words to clarify what that means. Sure, Bob. Thank you.
Okay, I want to talk one more aspect of this. Marv, I want to go to you on it. So what kept the Disney company afloat all this time was Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
So Marv, and they've raised prices to incredible levels. Now the demand has dropped because of this stupid. I mean, it wasn't dumb to get into streaming. It would have been better to just, sold their stuff to Netflix and made hundreds of billions of dollars off of Netflix doing this. But whatever. But the way they did it was ludicrously dumb. And now, Marv, the demand for Disney World is collapsing as people are not willing to pay the prices anymore. And Disney is forced to give out like half price tickets for summer to try to fill the parks. And that's even going poorly. So, Marv, the legacy of Bob Iger is just in shambles at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Like what Jonas said, he was just like, oh, well, imagine the value we're going to glean at for. That really worked out well for you, Bob. The X-Men, we're not sure what they're going to do with that yet, but they're going to do something. But what we are seeing here with Walt Disney World was, one of the things that made Disney World the success that it was its accessibility. It was Michael Eisner's everyone's a VIP mentality. And then Bob Iger changed that to be, no, we have very clear-cut VIPs. You can pay to win at Walt Disney World. And it's not an even playing field anymore. And we're going to price it so that, we are pricing out the middle and lower class families. And yeah, it's all 100% self-inflicted. And now they keep digging themselves deeper and deeper into financial holes with the streaming stuff, so they have to make the parks even more expensive to try to cover for it. And what they're doing is driving people away from everything. It is an absolute total abject failure. I do not envy Josh D'Amaro and the mess that he has inherited.
It's a huge mess. And Mo, the business acumen of Fox is amazing here too. To make it look like, and the news covered it this way, that they had essentially just given up all their stuff. They're just a news organization now, and they've got some sports ventures, and that's it. And they made it be like, well, the Murdochs, they're riding off into the sunset. And secretly, they took the $70 billion they got paid out of Disney's total $100 billion spend on streaming, as we've estimated. They took the $70 billion they got, and they spent $20 billion of it to get a conglomerate streaming service that's bigger than everything Disney has out of nowhere with $50 billion left to go, Mo.
That's amazing. Dude, that's great. That's like what you hope when you sell your house. You're going to get a nicer house and you can renovate it and make it better than what you had before. Yeah. My question is, it's Fox buying Roku. This is the marketing person. What are we naming this service? Whatever I've been thinking of, it does not sound good. FOKU. Yeah. No. It's ingenious, honestly. And I quite honestly, I enjoy using Tubi and Roku services. Like, honestly, they're legit nice. Like, yeah, you get ads, but they're not. Tubi's a bit bad, but Roku's is really good. It's like a legitimately good service. That's why it's done so well. We all think of the TVs and stuff, which they have that too. We've all rented an Airbnb and went to a hotel. There's Rokus out there, people. But the service is it's great. I think it's a great idea. And they're right alongside each other, and they can mix well together. And I think they'll end up doing better, especially with like what you said earlier, Pro, is the shows that'll come to the platform, the ability of the catalog of the movies they can show. It's really going to be good. I think it's a great acquisition, and it's like you said, it's done for a bargain, and they still have $50 billion in the bank.
There are a lot of movies that fall through the cracks in streaming, and you just kind of can't find them anywhere. And I think Roku is going to pick up a lot of them. It already has been, but now with Fox behind it, I think it's going to get a whole heck of a lot.
The loser in all of this is poor Rachel Zegler. Jonas, do you know where I'm going?
She's kind of the loser in all things, but
her next movie doesn't have a distributor. It doesn't have anywhere to go. Right? They haven't even started making it yet, but she's supposed to get another movie, and they're going to make it off a shoelace budget. We had said it might get a chance to go to Tubi or Roku. With Fox buying it, I'm going to say, Zegler, you're going to have to go somewhere else. I don't know. She might be on Russian TV at some point trying to, find her way back on the TVs anywhere.
I can't imagine anyone at any of Disney's companies signing up to say, oh, yes, we want to sign up for another round of Rachel Zegler press junkets. Yikes.
Yay. And yes, folks, I know the obligatory.
Weird.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, Jonas, we've got some help from super chatters out there, the superstars of the show. Put them on the screen, please, sir.
Let's do it. Packing Protons for $5. The box office stinks because word of mouth got around and He-Man fans have been dragged through the woke mud. Yes, they have. They absolutely have. KB Hugs for $2. Pro gets Star Wars fans. Ahem. Jonas. What'd I do?
Looking at you, buddy.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, KB Hugs.
Big cozy fella.
You do look like Boba Fett. So I identify that one. Detailed Devil for $2. Can't have romance because might violate Bechdel test. Very true. Yeah. That's there needs to be a LGBT version of the Bechdel test, because I think all romance has been off-putting to Gen Z and Gen Alpha if you look at some of the statistics. Probably because this is the garbage that they're throwing in people's directions. Silent Watcher for $5. I can't take a lot of movies seriously anymore because they can't take themselves seriously. Overuse of comedy is killing movies for me. Yeah, I checked out after the Tom Hanks Dragnet and been better for it.
The overuse of comedy is a big problem because we're unable. Hollywood is almost like unable to. Everything has to have this irony to it. Nothing is able to actually, exist on its own without having some kind of humor forced into there. So that's definitely a huge problem facing modern films.
Yeah, and they can do it right. You can have a little bit of humor. Top Gun Maverick once again did it great. It put it in a situation that made sense, like when he's trying to sneak away out of the house so he doesn't get caught by that's funny. That's funny in a situation that makes sense. When they inject it, that's when it becomes like, oh, can you just stop?
Well, but somebody asked the other day, like, what, because we use the phrase a lot, they're like, well, what is Marvel humor? And I'm like, you know it when you see it. Like, Marvel humor is the humor you would see in a Marvel movie, and it's a very specific kind of like faux Joss Whedon-y humor that now gets injected into literally everything.
That's a really good point, and I actually appreciate you pointing out that it's not Joss Whedon humor. It's trying to do Joss Whedon humor.
Because the only person that can write like Joss Whedon is Joss Whedon, and all modern Hollywood writers have been attempting to duplicate his voice for the last 15 years and failing.
Yep. Packing Protons for $10. If there are so few of us, does no one remember when toys sold out within hours of going live on Mattel Matty Collector? I also remember the Faker debacle at Comic-Con, but can't recall the details. I've never bought a Faker toy. It's a character that looks like He-Man, but he's blue. And then he was in Motu Revelations or Revealed or whatever the name of the Kevin Smith one was.
Well, the gentleman that was on earlier, Scott, he said like they're direct. They sell them direct all the time. So they're saying you put them in the stores, that's where it doesn't really move. But buying direct with the adult collectors gets all the business. So yeah, so I can see it selling out.
Christian Coriejo for $2. Out of curiosity, did Vance go on? How did Vance on The View go down? Yeah.
He destroyed them. He like they were talking. They were trying to say that Trump was best friends with the Island Man, and he dissected that. Pointed out that he narked on him to the police, and kicked him out of his club. They tried to be like, well, he said that. He called affordability a hoax. He said no. He said that the fact that the Republican Party was responsible for it is the hoax. And so, like, he basically everything they said, he shut them down. Joy Behar, like, some of them were asking respectful questions. Like, they asked legitimate questions, like in 2016 you were very anti-Trump. What happened? Like you were very against him, and then Joy Behar will be like, yeah, what happened there? and he just went, well, Joy, a little humility happened. I realized that I was being lied to by the media the same as everybody else, and then when I actually got to know the man, I changed my tune because I was wrong, and I can admit that. And he never like raised his voice at them. He's very calm. He was spectacular on that show today.
Go ahead. I think he's going to do well for himself if he can keep that same calm demeanor while still having that image of standing up for, standing up against the media, because nobody hates the media like Americans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But I will probably be doing I'll probably be doing an article on his appearance later.
Yeah. Well, then the thing, JD Vance was 32 in 2016. Like, I can tell you, I was not all in and intelligent enough in 2016. So I was a few years older than him. I didn't have it all down yet. Mm-hmm. Like 32 is still pretty young to me.
I bought into the media, what the media had said about the guy a long time ago, and you learn things, and like the stuff that you said 8 years ago is not necessarily the things that you believe today. Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing.
Yep. Yeah. Miravita, member for 14 months. Jonas now referencing Saved by the Bell. What have we come to? Hey, we'll be friends forever, and we'll talk about it down at the Mac.
Always will be friends.
You weren't confident in the name of the restaurant, Jonas.
No, I'm not. I was so excited. Excited, but I was scared too.
So. You were scared of the Max?
No, I was excited. So excited.
Oh.
And so scared. Detail Devil for $2. Darkest Before the Dawn's in trouble. Must be Tuesday. Dawn's in trouble. Must be Tuesday. Detail Devil.
That's a Buffy line.
You're
But for me, it was Tuesday.
So Buffy aired on Tuesdays and Tuesday nights on the WB at the time. And in the musical episode, there's a line in it where she says, Dawn's in trouble. Must be Tuesday.
Ah, I see. Pang Brotons for $5. Jonas Avatar inspired by Big Mike. Soon will be Joanne is back. You know what will be really fun if I do one inspired by Epic Mike. Douglas Nutt for $5. Pro's next Avatar related goal should be Pro must have his avatar return for an episode in the same art style as Jonas. Leave our excellent Jonas be. If you want to see that avatar, it's still on my X account, so enjoy it there while you can. What do you think about that?
I think that would be interesting. Based on the comments you've had, I'm not sure I want to change mine to your style.
Yeah. You going on camera? We were all just expecting somebody to do like, I hate him. He's this, he's that. He's too white. His hat's too blue. It doesn't matter. And I apparently all of that negativity is still out there. It was just reserved for me changing my avatar. So
from one cartoon to another.
Yep. Packing Protons for $5. New goal: every bearded man must shave down to skin, hair included.
Nope.
Pass.
No.
Oh, I could shave it, no problem.
Pass.
It grows back.
Butterbiscuit for $5. Hey, Butterbiscuit. Pro, check your email because YouTube won't let me super chat the YouTuber to aid in your research about the car stuff.
I'll be happy to check it out and see.
So what is the car stuff is what? Dash cam?
Yeah, mandatory dash cams that observe what's going on if you're intoxicated, etc.
Oh, I already have one of those in my car.
Yeah, but yours is not mandatory.
No, it's not mandatory now.
Yeah.
Like the lady in Pluribus?
No, mine exists so that the car can drive itself and it can make sure that I'm watching the road.
While it drives itself.
Yes.
Basically making sure you're not asleep.
just kind of quietly, passively being like, look how good I am at this. Huh?
I want people to know on late night pro shows, if I don't speak for a long time, you just need to watch and make sure I'm not doing the church bob.
Church bob.
Is that like the lady in the front row that's nodding along to everything?
Yeah, you watch about 5 times. The way you know they're in a struggle spot is if they start doing the down and then and they pop back up and then it goes to the other way because they've tried to adjust and it starts doing.
I've done that a few times in my life.
Yeah.
Yep. Packing protons. Oh wait, no. Bald hoplite for 5. As a fellow anime avatar, I'm good with yours, Jonas. If you're going to change it every show, do a solo leveling style like mine. Everybody talks about solo leveling. I have yet to watch it. The last anime that I watched was Spy X Family. Packing protons for 5. Lady in the third shill clip thinking, remember to smile, seem to care. The one that goes, meh. Yes. Thank you, protons. Miravita for 5. Pro, how can you possibly beat on Costco? I'm so disappointed.
Asking the good questions here.
Listen, if I weigh in any way on this, we're going to get Sam's Club kids all up in my grill. We're going to get people saying Meyer's better. And there's going to be this whole thing about, well, there's this wholesale group that's out of Michigan that's coming down, and all over the country. And then the Buc-ee's people are going to say, why are you guys even going anywhere besides Buc-ee's? They don't have brisket at Costco. You can get everything you want at Buc-ee's.
Look,
you have brisket at
what
Costco.
if I want 3 pounds of spanakopita? All right, where am I supposed to go if Costco doesn't carry it?
Costco still has the greatest deal on earth, the $1.50 hot dog and soda combo.
Yep.
And let's not forget that Lauren can purchase 12 whole chickens for $5. 12 whole chickens lined up, entire family slaughtered for Lauren.
My favorite Costco get is we buy a rotisserie chicken and an order of those croissants, and my wife makes chicken salad, and we have them on the croissants, and it is blissful.
That sounds delicious.
Okay.
You know what nobody does? Nobody in this argument goes, you know what I love? BJ's Wholesale.
Yeah, no.
That's what I was going to say.
I remember to use the word wholesale because I didn't want that one on the internet. Yeah. Mike D for $5.01. Banning social media platforms like Twixter to over 16 crowd will just make it something kids will want to graduate to when of age.
Yeah, nothing makes you want something more than having it taken away from you.
Yep. And the government telling you you're not allowed to have it. Okay.
I have never smoked a day in my life, but my 18th birthday, I bought a pack of cigarettes. And I threw it out.
Throw it away.
Because I could.
Bagging protons for $2. Some avatar designs on X, Jonas. All right, I'm going to go check those out. Freedom Seeker for 5. I sent Jonas a Wilton style. Okay, everybody wants me to change my avatar.
Well, I've been waiting to see the Eldritch Horror.
I don't think people are ready for this. I hesitate to put it on the screen.
They're never going to be ready for it, but I think,
Yells, I think I got to go, and we're nowhere near the end of the super chats here. Bagging protons.
Hold on, Jonas.
Yes.
It must be done.
All right.
It must be done.
By the way, while you're doing that, packing protons for 5.
It looked like this.
Whoa.
Go ahead, troll, dragon, Jonas thing. Speak.
Doesn't have the it doesn't have the wave bars in the back, so it's not. That ain't right.
What have you done?
That ain't right.
Far off.
Boy, right.
I don't like it. Packing protons for 5. It kind of looks like Uncle Deadly, just a little bit. Packing protons for $5. Marvin learned to ring the bell properly. Yay, Marxist. Yep. Where's My Zootopia 3 for $2? Hex trailer just released.
So bad. It's so bad.
I got to check it out after the show's over.
Yep. Packing protons for $10. Gen X thought 80s characters were too corny and not believable. Thundercat morals at the end of each episode. Snarf. So they made comics like Thundercats The Return, which was way overboard. That's how you get things like Kevin Smith saying, you know what I realize? Like Tila would be like super mad that she didn't know who He-Man was. So we're going to make the entire show about how mad Tila was that it wasn't realistic that Tila didn't know who He-Man was.
And then he's going to cry.
Yep.
Kevin
By the
Smith
way,
will cry while talking about it.
Packing has been so great. We got to get a packing clip up. Packing has Lauren is already working in the background. He's already switched this over. Lauren, what are you doing? He's getting Lauren and Apollo ready for tonight. Here we go. Packing Protons. This one is for you.
Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call?
WG Jibba Daily for $2. U.S. Christians do not vote with their wallets.
But they might with their time and attention.
You could argue they don't vote, honestly. Miravita for $5. Did the MLB not watch the HelloFresh debacle? Great Googamooga. Go woke, go broke. Dodos continue to hit themselves in the head with a hammer.
Yep, I would say the MLB is going the way of the dodo today. No, there'll be a huge backlash. It'll take a couple of weeks, and the MLB will learn their lesson quietly, privately, behind the scenes, I believe.
Yeah, that's how this should all be handled, privately. Packing Protons for $20. My thought on Christianity: did it not exist until 1 AD? If all religions are real, nobody said that. How come they keep changing every few centuries? In the next 4,000 years, Scientology and the volcano god will be it. Just my atheist 2 cents. Nope. All religions are not real. One religion is real.
Religions disagree with one another, so they can't all be real. In terms of when did Christianity start existing? Well, it depends on your perspective. If it's the fulfillment of prophecy, as Christians believe, then you would go back all the way to where the prophecies begin, and they would say that starts with "in the beginning," right? Our Jewish friends watching disagree with that. That's sort of the diverging point for Judaism and Christianity. But I would say that the teachings definitely precede 1 AD. It says, let's see here, in the next 4,000 years, Scientology and the volcano god will be it. No, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to be now AI. We're going to have a problem there because already some of these Silicon Valley guys are wanting, they think they're going to build God, and it's like, no. And you probably don't want to build God, and you better start taking very seriously the idea that everybody and our experiences have value that is beyond silicon, or else we just might be gone. And that's going to be a heck of a cell phone if that's what we do with our computers and cell phones. Made it rhyme, Jonas.
I think that makes it better. Miravita for $5. I'm going to see Banana Ball this summer. So excited. And goal.
Jonas, are you ready to take it back? That it's gay baseball? You want to take it back now?
I already took it back. I walked it back already. Although
isn't gay baseball an oxymoron?
Oh, take it back.
See, I think Marvin took over there. That's perfect.
That's saying a lot coming from an Italian. I figured you guys all love baseball.
Listen. The way I grew in my house, baseball was like, there's a bigger picture of Lou Gehrig in my parents' house than there is of me. So I have a lot of stuff in here about baseball and how much I hate it.
Yeah, I've probably been to more baseball games than I have any other professional sport. And the one thing that I can tell you is not watching the game is only about 10% different from actually watching the game as far as how much of it you perceive.
South Park had the greatest episode ever where they're playing Little League. And like the parents love it, but the kids all hate it, and they're trying to lose, but they keep accidentally winning because the other teams are all trying to lose because nobody wants to play this boring game, and so they keep having to go to like more and more. It's really, really good episode.
Solstice Studios member for $5. Tickets Wednesday. Saw Sun Theater changed to bigger one. You're seeing Saw in the Sun Theater. Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah. Wow, man, if you haven't for $5. Sorry I'm late. You have my permission to start the pro show. Obviously kidding.
Here we go.
Thank you very much. Well, man, if you haven't. And then says for $20, just because. Way to offend, Jonas. Nothing but love, but I'm going to question your new you. Jonas is fat. Marvin, I miss your monster. My 2 cents. Your monster got me into wrestling.
Well, he does still exist.
I gotta say, it's a pretty cool puppet, honestly.
Yeah, you know, he's out there every once in a while.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Who the hell's that guy?
And,
by the way, Mr. Monster, did you know that we have just put up the new poll for members?
Holy crap, you got a face.
No,
wait for too long. He's fat. You got a face. I don't know who this is.
Got a better beard than you.
I'm festively plump.
Folks, go check out the member exclusive content on the community posts here on the Pro channel. We've just put out the poll because of the Super Chat goal being reached. You can vote on the next emoji for the Pro channel. We'd love to get you those new emojis. And the options, if you'd like to take a look at them, folks, over there on the community post, are as follows. Jonas, you'll be very thrilled about this. People's suggestions, the top votes went to Carol Brown, and Fake Wizard, a chicken leg, and Will Tonus. So those are the 4 that people should vote upon. And new emoji coming next week, folks.
We don't even know what Will Tonus would look like at this point. So I really don't think people should vote for what they don't know is going to look like.
I'm going to vote for Caro.
Mo can help us.
Yeah.
For the Caro song.
Yeah, Mo is very talented.
I love Caro's song. I think it needs to, yes.
Now, Jonas, you're 15 minutes over, Jonas. I think
I do got to run.
Keep you on out of here. You and your warm, cozy self. So, Jonas, we'll see you real soon, buddy.
Yeah, I'm off to regenerate, by the way. Chief William Schweikert says, if Jonas regenerates into Shudigatwa, I'm gone.
Hey, every time that you do a new avatar, you should have the regeneration effect in OBS and then change it to the new avatar.
I like it.
It's not a bad idea. All right. Thank you very much, William Schweikert.
Bye-bye. He tried to do the smoke bomb. It failed. All right, continue right along. We've got Ryan's reactions for 5. Keep up the great work. Ryan, we do it for you. Thank you, buddy. We got KB Hugs for $4.99. Ultimate Power Play. Murdoch and Musk. Hostile takeover Disney when it bottoms out and splits the assets between X and News Corp. No monopoly issues. Well, that would be fascinating. Who gets Disney World? Tell me. I'd love to know. Culture Casino. Culture Casino for 10. You guys are missing the bigger picture here. The revenue deal. Culture. We're waiting on tomorrow night with you to talk about it, you goober.
Culture has a article coming out on that Park Place today about the Fox acquisition of Roku. So
yeah, and then we're planning on Culture being on the Pro Show tomorrow night to talk about it. You goober. God, flying blind. We love Culture. 499. New avatar. Steve Will Twanus Daddy. Possibility.
Wow.
Doge Pal for 2. Kevin Smith did massive brand damage to the He-Man. That he did indeed. Wait a minute, we're going back to the puppet again. What are you doing?
No.
Fishing something out of him?
Yeah, I'm just moving it.
Oh, okay. The Musing Ox for 5. Love the name. Solo Leveling is excellent power fantasy anime. Pretty mediocre besides that. Reincarnated as a slime is power fantasy with excellent story besides. Very, very cool. Thank you for sharing. And maybe folks will go find those and enjoy them because of your suggestion. Packing Protons for 5. Didn't we learn last stream Marvin was a Jewish Italian?
Not true.
The new Wiz is Asian.
Guys, I'm telling you, I'm Italian, not Jewish. Same behavior, different savior.
Wait a minute.
That's what I always say.
I thought you told me your name was Marvin the movie Monsterevich.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Only in Hollywood.
5. Marvin's monster has eyeshadow.
He's actually very self-conscious about his eyelids.
We also have packing for 2. Packing's been so kind to us today. Marvin, that's Beardo, upper left.
Oh, I thought that was the critical drinker.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Say go away now. There you go.
Archer for 2. Newsome investigation is funny. The stories I can tell. Well, Archer, we might want to hear some of those stories. We'll be in touch, eh? All right, folks, we got one more story on the way for you as we get ready to wrap up today. It's been a great one. It's been a fancy kind of a feast of what's going on across the world in entertainment and Hollywood. The UK story, the situations going on with the box office and MLB. But, folks, I said we stop on by for one last time. Marv, you ready to talk about Supergirl?
I'm never ready to talk about Supergirl, but I'm always ready to talk about Supergirl.
Marv, what if I told you that according to you, it's looking like, hey, back out, everybody. It's looking like It's looking like Supergirl is going to perform worse than the Marvels. And I know that, Marv, because you told me before the show. Let's go there now. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, James Gunn must surely be done by now because DC is preparing to open Supergirl with Millie under the Marvels. And that's bad. That's capital B-A-D. Okay, here we go. That Park Place, Marvin Montanero, the writer, Supergirl opening box office projections fall below the Marvels. And it could come out in number 2 in its opening weekend. Oh no, Millie. What are you going to do? The box office warning signs for Supergirl continue to pile upon us. Just weeks before release, the latest box office tracking has cut projections for the upcoming DC Studios film once again. And the new estimates put it in territory Warner Brothers almost certainly hope to avoid. According to the latest long-range forecast from Box Office Pro, Supergirl is now projected to open between 45 and 55 domestically. I think it might go even lower when it arrives in theaters on June 26th. That represents another drop from earlier estimates that had the film tracking closer to the mid 50 million to mid 60 million range. The bigger concern is what those numbers mean in context. I'll tell you, if they're sliding, there's no reason that they won't stop diving. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction here. I think this film is going to open between 38 and 40 is going to be my prediction on Supergirl. Marv, this is lower than the Marvels, and it's this is going to be a huge catastrophic loss. We've heard the break-even's like $500 million. Of course, we accurately called that Superman needed to make 600 to 700 to be a win. That was announced in Congress. Now with Supergirl being this low, I mean, I don't see how you can keep. I mean, you might as well just burn money. And I don't think the Ellisons at Paramount Skydance want to do this with Warner Brothers. I think James Gunn has to be done. I think Millie Alcock has to be done. The attack on Christian Dads was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Marv, walk us through how ugly does this get?
I mean, it can get really, really ugly. If this opens underneath the Marvels, it's huge egg on their face. Because not only is it under the Marvels opened at 47 million, went on to only make a little bit more than 200 million worldwide, which would be a complete and utter travesty and disaster for this film. That probably needs 500 to 600 million to break even. Especially given the marketing campaign that we're seeing rolling out over the last couple of weeks. This is a movie that has been ripped apart and Frankenstein back together 10 different times. There have been multiple screenings, all of them disastrous. Now you're looking at this is definitely going to be a major disaster for DC because it's like the high end of the projections, 55 million. I believe that's right about where The Flash opened, and The Flash was an utter disaster. It's below Black Adam, it's below Captain America: Brave New World, it's below the Thunderbolts, and even if it opens at 55 million, yes, that's over the Marvels, but it's only over the Marvels by about $8 million. So it's within that $10 million range of the Marvels, which is not good at all. I mean, they're saying 60 to 75 million. There's absolutely no way. Maybe globally.
Well, but
like domestically, absolutely not.
Well, what they're doing here, and I don't want to call anybody a shill, but the accounts that do what they do are using old numbers now as we get closer, I believe. These updated numbers are looking really, really bad. And the sad thing about this is, okay, let's say the 38 to 40 that I'm thinking it's going to do is accurate, and maybe it does 45, whatever, okay? If you add in the international numbers here, this film is headed for a $100 million global opening, all right, $100 million global opening. And if it has the legs of Superman, which that'd be good for it, I would say, I don't suspect that's going to happen. This film is headed for $300 million for its total. And $300 million for its total, I think, is where it's likely to be. I don't think Supergirl has a bigger following than Star Wars and Mandalorian.
I mean, you're saying $100 million opening. That would mean $60 million in international markets. I don't even think it's going to be that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with you.
I think 80. I think 80 maybe.
But bottom line is, it's probably not going to make it to $300 million on the full global box office haul.
Definitely.
And again, it needs $500 million. I don't think that these companies are interested anymore, Mo, in just burning the money. And there is no upside anymore to James Gunn at DC. There's no hope anymore. Man of Tomorrow is it. It's done. And there's nothing. People are not excited about Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's not like we saw Lex Lightyear. That was the only press that they got, and it wasn't good press. It looked corny, it looked stupid, but
hey, you know what? I'm going to defend them on that because it was 100% comic accurate.
It's true. It's true, but I'm saying like it didn't come off very well. It looked like Buzz Lightyear. I understand that they need to do post-production, whatever. You want to put your best foot forward when you got like the stinker coming out called Supergirl with the worst marketing of all time. The clips they put out are awful with the slug making the popcorn or whatever that was, and it's all just there's no. But this is the same discussion that we have with He-Man. Even if you love Supergirl and stuff like that, what's the audience? Like who are you marketing this to? You're not marketing this to a large group at all. A smaller group, I would say, than He-Man, because nobody really cares about Supergirl. And we've had some good iterations before they decided to go woke. The Supergirl show on what was it, the CW or WB, whatever. That was halfway decent, and people enjoyed that, but it was still a small audience. So you have bad marketing. You have a small audience with a story that looks awful. Being run by James Gunn, who has lost the faith of his fan base. So this is, I could see it doing worse when even you guys say, like, I don't see it going anywhere near 250 because you got Toy Story 5 coming up. I know they're not related, but you're going to have movies that are going to take its thunder right away. It's just not going to
Minions in 2 weeks.
Supergirl is a property that you only do when you have a thriving universe behind it. If you have a universe that can do no wrong, you have a Superman, a Batman, and a Wonder Woman that's already doing fire numbers. You've put out a Justice League movie already. Then, yes, you take a chance with something like Supergirl. James Gunn, he is so obsessed with doing something different or doing what he wants to see that he has no idea who his target audience is. We are getting a Jimmy Olsen Gorilla Grodd TV series before we get Batman in this DC universe.
Well, think about this, guys. How easy is it to sell a 19-year-old, a 24, 25-year-old, whatever, blonde, in shape, attractive young woman dressed like, Supergirl? This should be an easy movie to sell. I mean, this is as easy as Wonder Woman, but James Gunn is so far off the reservation now that they can't even sell an attractive woman to America and to the world. This is bizarro.
Well, the problem is,
if it was Bizarro, people would like it.
And that would be a great character. Okay, I know Millie Alcock is not ugly, but she is not like smoking hot. All right, she is not, and she, you see the Jimmy Neutron with the wig on. You see, looks like Will Poulter. It's.
She was like Melissa Benoist, who played her on the CW show. She was the quintessential Supergirl. Because she's gorgeous, but she also has that like girl next door wholesome look that Supergirl's supposed to have. She just looks bored and drunk and above.
Yeah, and she's not. I hate to say this, she's not attractive enough to be talking and acting like the way that she is. Even Brie Larson, who was pretty attractive, wasn't able. Like you guys said earlier, just a little while ago, the reason Captain Marvel did so well when it came out is because it was sandwiched between two of the biggest movies of all time, and they said it was you had to watch this movie, which you didn't. So even she couldn't get away with it in the long run. It tanked her career. I'm sorry, Amelia Alcock is not a smoke show. She's not attractive enough to talk like this and get away with it. So she's already kind of weird looking for Supergirl. I'm sorry, Helen Slater's my Supergirl. Very attractive woman, and I just don't see. She's like a 7 acting like a 9 is what somebody said in the chat. It's right. It's just like you don't have that pull, and the whole thing just murkies the water, makes it people just something they wouldn't have been interested in at all. They're even less interested because of the talking to the fans poorly, the bad clips that are coming out, and just like the general disinterest with having such a small fan base. It's not going to do well. How could it?
Here's the other thing. So one, she's going after Christian dads, which that's a great marketing idea. Go for that. But two, we've said this before, I'll say it again. Having her play a Tony Stark style character, where she is, she's promiscuous, she's a heavy drinker, etc. That doesn't work if you present as very, very young. And the marketing is actually playing into that. I mean, when you make the dog half the size or more of the girl, this is more of the problem. She looks like she's 12. What are they doing
And then
with marketing.
Pro, you also talked about the fact that, like, you know, you have an attractive girl in the Supergirl costume. Well, what's one of the things that she has said on this promotional tour? That she doesn't wear the Supergirl costume in this movie, barely at all. You know, doesn't wear it as much as you'd think. And all the clips that they put out, she's not wearing it. She's wearing that Star-Lord coat.
Right. Well, you know, we won't say what's being said about that on the popcorn, but all right. Well, okay. So last question for you guys. How quickly is James Gunn out of there? What's your prediction? 27, 28? Like, when is he out at DC now? Because we're not in a question of if, it's when.
It's got to be 27. It's got to be as soon as whatever happens with Man of Tomorrow, unless it becomes this great hit, it won't. Once that kind of goes out of the theaters, I think he's out. I think they're already working on that. Huh?
Folks, whoever is out there who keeps track of my predictions, now this one's not based on a source, but we'll throw it in there, okay? I'm predicting fall of 27. James Gunn leaves DC. Marv, that sound right to you?
Yeah, I think it's not going to be immediately after Man of Tomorrow comes out, but it's going to be within a year after Man of Tomorrow.
October, November, sometime around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Supergirl, boy, is going to be a lesson in how to make things, you know, not go well for your franchise. We thought the Marvels was that. And then James Gunn said, hey, DC, how about we hold everybody's beer? Watch what I can bring near to you. Total and utter failure, baby. We're not done like James Gunn, but we got to run, folks. Let's get these super chats, and then we are out of here until the next time. And don't you know, we get more content on the way. Do not fret, not yet, for more content is happening. Packing protons for 5. Russian carrier takes warning shots at the UK carrier just now. Fun times. Packing, we've been taking some pot shots at the UK on purpose because they deserve it. Not the people of the UK, the government. When you say at the UK carrier, you're correct. They have one carrier that functions. Doge Pound for 2. Take Marv out. Take Marv out to the ball game. Take Marv out to the crowd.
Yeah, they had my parents did that repeatedly, and it was always a horrible experience.
Christian Corralejo for 2. Thoughts on the Shrek 5 teaser? If you saw it, I love it. I hope that this is a movie about Shrek and Donkey, because that's the secret sauce of Shrek.
That's how they're selling it.
You better, if you fulfill that promise to the audience. If it's mostly Shrek and Donkey with a little Zendaya thrown in, it'll do just fine. Packing for 5. Do we think they do Crisis on the Infinite Earths to reboot DC? No, I do not. I think they are going to get rid of James Gunn. I think they'll wait 2 to 3 years because Paramount's not in a rush. They want to fix this. And then I think we're going to get a relaunch with origin stories, totally new people, everything. That's what I think. Packing for 2, Supergirl, 70 million first week. Globally or domestically, Packing? Tell us. Packing again for 5. Cro-Magnon Supergirl isn't attractive. Oh, Packing, what are you doing to me? Better actress like Helen Slater is needed. Cro-Magnon. All right, Rashawn, formerly John, for 199. Supergirl, 2 billion box office. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I think it might get 2 billion.
I think, yeah. 2 billion's on the table.
US dollars? Okay.
Have you not seen that, Mo? The clips of the Mando shills before the movie comes out?
Oh, yeah. I know it. Yeah.
Packing for 5. Benoist. Wait, how do I say her name again? I forgot. Benoist. Okay. Anything that ends with oist, I'm always careful with on the Pro Channel. Benoist got stuck with a horrible show. She was better in the crossover episodes.
Yeah, she was great in the crossover episodes. I agree. The writing on her show went completely off the rails.
Yep. And Gilliam's out there, nobody's punching bag, and keeping us going and growing right here on the YouTubes, even in the UK. Culture for 2. Marvin, Zack Snyder returns in 28.
Confirmed. Just, yeah.
I know the websites we're going to call and tell them. They'd run with it. Silent Watch.
No, you don't have to. They're already running with it.
What's a guy got to do for one of those fancy clips around here? Silent Watcher, you're on the list, I promise. We'll get to it. Hang tight. And you make it easy because you got the Fox. What does the Fox say? Packing protons for 5. 70 million first week globally. Finished with 250, maybe a little more if good. I'm going to put 90 on the global. I say 90 on the global, and I think you're right. Finishes up 250 to 70, 280, somewhere around there, just based on Mando.
I think he's spot on. I'll tag that bet. I think 70
Spot on
250
with the packing
sounds
programs.
really good.
All right, Mo, you going to go see Toy Story 5 soon?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Son's still young enough to enjoy that kind of stuff, so I'll check it out. Toy
hearing
Story
it's
4
good.
was an abomination. 5, I hope is better.
I'm hearing 5 is really good. I mean, it's not the best movie in theaters right now because the best movie in theaters is The Furious. Everyone in our space that has seen it has given it 10 out of 10. Just
I thought you were going to say Sheep Detectives. I'm so happy you didn't say Sheep Detectives.
I just saw the DA, Derek Anderson, the DA, gave it a 10 out of 10. Film Threat loved it. I loved it. So, guys, go see The Furious.
Go see The Furious. It's on my list. Ladies and gents, we'll see you again real soon. 2 more videos today, 4 tomorrow, Pro Show tomorrow evening, and Toy Story 5 review
We got
coming out Thursday. One more?
Yeah, we got more just came in.
We got Linamo has become a YouTube member. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you. Welcome to the club. And Silent Watcher says, I beg you not to use that song. Well, sounds like it's time for Silent Watcher time. Bump, 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 bump. Silent Watcher time.
The mainstream media just can't understand how it is we continue to do what we do. They don't realize that we are powered by you, and you are...
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
Folks, we've still got decades and decades left in the can. It drives the mainstream mad.
Would it make you feel any better if you knew that what we're asking Mass here to do is a holy thing?
You see, we're on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
Now you're gonna put me right back in the joint.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
So, folks, as we always say as we end each and every show here, and we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Every time they hit him, he stood back up again. So they hit him harder. Still he got back to his feet. Standing man.